Travel to an old communist resort. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think communist resorts are a thing. Kirby.
Cameron.
Brad.
Matt, welcome to the Real Gamerscore podcast. Here's the song of the week. Ain't no fun times playing cards. It's just boosting every day. Ain't no fun times playing cards. And this prestige take too long every time I play the game. Wonder when it'll all be done. Wonder if they'll add DLC. Ain't no fun times playing cards, and the zombies make me bored anytime I play the game. Make sure you well, yeah, you guys all get that one. Like, it should be super, super easy.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah, no,
I know. You know, I know.
I genuinely know.
I know.
Outcast once again.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's definitely it. Yeah, no, nailed it. Got it in one. So if you happen to know what the answer to that song is, you can send your answer to Real Gamerscore with a 5 instead of an S on True Achievements. And send it there and only there.
Yeah, don't send it to the Random To-Do List account. That would be ridiculous.
Not because
Aftos.
we wouldn't include it, but because not... Okay, well, we weren't going to call anybody out, Aftos, but...
We'll call everybody out.
Yeah, sure.
You know what else I'm calling out? Cameron and Alex. Hey guys, where do I send this entry? Cameron, here, I think. Alex, I don't know about any contest.
Hey. I just
Honestly.
put the winky face there to mess with him, to make him go, hey. And
Yeah,
then I was just going to...
So you weren't being helpful, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
But-
Okay, we've
that's all I
established that.
needed
We've
to hear.
established that.
But
yeah.
that's better than being downright wrong. Hey, Alex.
I mean, look, if you don't know, just listen back to the podcast again. You get to listen to my song, you get another chance at it, you might get it right.
Get our views up.
Yeah, listen to it a lot. Just keep listening on repeat, actually.
On YouTube.
Yes,
do it
on
there.
YouTube's good. Just make sure you listen to the ads. Do we have ads? Do we still have ads?
I don't think we have ads on YouTube. We can put ads
Okay.
on the podcast, but I accidentally put ads on for a little bit and we made 17 cents.
Yo.
Ask
All
for
right.
more ads.
Sorry,
I'm
I
sure
feel like
we
we're
can
going to
use
put a
them.
pre and post roll ad on every show now.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, that's you're saying this like it's a bad thing. I think we're
And we're doing
Yep.
daily episodes.
yeah, absolutely. Every episode sponsored by Raid Shadow Squarespace Legends.
Yeah.
All right,
Get
and,
your epic
those
hero
Raycons.
if you use
get
the
your
code.
epic hero hidden behind this
Oh, what's the other one?
NordVPN.
Arknight. That's the other one. I get that a lot.
I think I played Arknight. I play a lot of those
NordVPN.
gacha
Yeah.
games.
So waifu gacha game.
Not necessarily waifu ones, just like
Please.
all of them.
I mean, to
And
be
then-
fair, all the good gacha games are waifu ones, though.
yeah.
If you want to join in and discuss your favorite waifu gacha game, you can message us on discord.io/realgamerscore. You type that in, you get an invite, you follow a couple of rules, and we'll get you into the chat rooms. Do your ASL, the usual bits and pieces. We'll talk about video games. Talk about...
I mean, you don't have to, but that's kind of the point.
It originally was the point. Really, I think we stray further and further from the light every day.
Yeah.
So at
I
this
mean,
point, just about anything goes.
all our gameplay talk can go to our new chat platform Throne, which we will charge you $12 a month for access.
Yep.
Like what? Who is gonna?
Quality content.
Who is serious? Like, I guess technically we could charge, like, we could say you only have access to Discord if you're a patron, but who would do that?
I mean,
Sounds like an OnlyFans thing.
yeah, kind of like that's. I mean, look, you do have to be a Patreon to get access to the Feet Pick channel, but I mean, like that's an optional extra. Like we know the people who really want that will pay for it. But we don't want to be restricting regular content from our good, wholesome Christian listeners.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
Why
get
are
to
you
see my broken
laughing?
toenail
He's
if you pay for it.
100% serious with that.
Speaking of Patreon, patreon.com/realgamerscore. You can go on there and give us some cash. Helps keep the lights on. Let us do contests like Song of the Week, like the Patreon giveaway, which we do each month. Random to-do list giveaway, which we'll get to in a second. And then all the other great ideas that we have that never come to fruition.
Or get forced into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of the others. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the money does help. We use it for hosting fees and that sort of stuff and competitions.
We used your money. Alex used your money to run a quiz last week. Spent all of it, everything we'd saved for the last 3 weeks to run that quiz. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
clearly money well spent, eh, guys?
Yep. It's I mean, like, to be fair, I think he spent most of that on getting the Jeopardy music that we had to having to take out anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because his license was from a guy down the road rather than...
it was printed on a
something
cracker. It
legally
was printed on a
binding.
cracker, which he probably should have seen coming. But hey, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
Speaking of contests, we also have the random to-do list giveaway. So the random to-do list, if you don't know, is a list of 25 achievements based on your game collection on TA. And basically, you get a list of them, and you have a month to complete them. They're split into easy, medium, and hard, and you can decide whether you want to have like a difficult list, a competitive list, a non-competitive list. But all you need to do for the contest is get one of those achievements and answer a trivia question.
I love money. It's just
Is
a
it-
sentence. The question is your sentence incorrect grammar? Because it should be. I love money. Correct grammar. To the random to-do list account. That's random to-do list, all one word, on trueachievements.com. After 84.
With a 5 in it, yeah?
No, that's a 5 instead of no.
5
and
instead of the S.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there is an S in it.
there
No,
is
no,
an
no.
S.
No,
Oh,
5
yeah,
instead.
no, I did the same joke, and I was looking at it, I was like, oh, wait, there is an S. I can't make that
Yeah.
joke. Abort. And if you don't have if you would like to join the random to-do list, make sure you send a message to ChinDocta, because he'll be the one to do it. Or does Freem also do it?
Freem or Spaceman or that random to-do list account.
Yeah.
And we check that. Like, there's plenty of ways.
Don't message me, though.
Don't message Matt. Matt has no power, and Matt won't pass on your message because he'll forget it
Absolutely
by
not.
the time it gets to a point where he can.
Yeah, well, I'll forget it the minute I delete it, so don't worry about it. Though I usually save that stuff for the end of the episode, but don't worry, we'll get there. Alright. There was also some stupid competition that Shadow was running around saying,
So
What'd
good.
you say?
Okay, terrible hint. Awful
Yeah,
hint.
no, the worst hint. Like, the worst hint of all time, just about.
Had to.
I mean, look,
Terrible hint.
I was
But, like-
100% certain that it was what you say.
The whole
Right?
phrase. I did that with 5 M's.
Yeah, but not with
wrote,
3.
What you say with a bunch of Y's, and then J Black wrote with 3 dots afterwards, but also in a sentence.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't know. At one point, Cameron
I
said,
think J Black said 3M as well, and that's what.
no, he said 3M, but he had 3 dots afterwards, and it was in a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had said the word 3M.
As in the
As in the
creator of
brand.
of the creator of sticky notes,
Okay.
post-it notes,
So
which was the hint.
the whole logic behind it was that.
No, stop, stop,
Yeah,
stop.
I was going to say, I can't wait
Logic?
to you dig yourself out of this logic
No.
hole.
Logic?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Logic.
logic behind it.
Look,
The
let's
logic was
let's
Cameron
say
wanted
the
a bot to
thinking,
go,
'cause I think
what you say,
logic
when he
is
says,
giving
Alright, let me finish. The whole logic behind it was going to be what you say, because I wanted an excuse to get that that gift posted in the channel.
Interesting, that's what I just said.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, so yeah, post a note. Creator was 3M. I was trying to find the facts. I've been told before that a 3M product is always within 2 meters of you on average.
Oh,
And I was trying to find something to back that up, but I couldn't find anything out. So I just went post-it note because there was spelt beforehand with 5 M's. So I'm like,
Yeah.
without giving it away, I've got to
Yeah.
get as close as I can.
So none of this is relevant. It was a terrible idea, and I can't believe you did it.
It is awful, but it might be something that we bring up if
Yeah,
we can think of secret words and stuff. But in saying that, I did win, so
Yeah, exactly. So
Kirby did win, and I did gift him.
hashtag rigged.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I did gift him State of Mind,
but the
which I then promptly bought for myself.
He did gift me State of Mind. I still haven't redeemed it. In fact, I'm going to redeem it right now.
So on a more important note, just because we were saying this was interesting, but it really isn't. An interesting fact: the guy who made the sticky note was actually trying to come up with a more impressive or stronger glue that they could use on their other products, and did the complete opposite of what he was trying to do. He made the weakest possible glue possible, and just was like, "Hey, it kind of sticks, and you can peel it off, so you can reuse it." And they were like, "Well, we have to do something with this, so I guess we'll market them as like a reusable sticky note."
It's funny how much of 3M's early history is just like lined with mistake upon mistake.
It was just serendipity all the way home.
And now just they're one of the biggest corporations in the world, so...
What you say?
Yep.
Exactly.
Good. I'm glad we're all on top of it. Oh, hi, Brad. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Still here.
Oh, yeah, so we have,
Don't
unfortunately,
say special
today.
guest.
No, I said unfortunately a guest.
Okay.
I didn't say... Look, he's special, but not in the way you want.
Well, look, Cameron, you've already been talking for the whole show. People know you're on it, mate. Like, you don't have to read. You don't have to introduce yourself. It's fine. Like, people are used to it. You've been on for several episodes.
Hey, I got asked last week to talk more.
Cameron, I feel
That's
like
how I
you've
read
hit your
that
word
tweet.
limit already.
Doesn't count if you ask yourself.
And you wait a minute. So I'm pretty sure someone didn't ask you to talk more. I'm pretty sure you interpreted that very loosely.
Exactly. But what's going on here? Like, we've got Brad on and we're insulting me. This isn't how this works.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, well, Brad didn't make a stupid word challenge. I won, and it was still a stupid word challenge.
I really wish I had sent you a code that was already redeemed by now, but I had to gift it.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, that would have been great. I did get... Oh, I copied I copy and pasted the code into the redeem thing. There's a button slightly below the code that says redeem code. Could you just press that, probably?
Yep, that would have worked.
Yep. Is that how you do it, Matt?
Yep, yep. When you send me a code for me to have to play some terrible game, yeah, I always appreciate that.
That's from another country and doesn't work.
Yes.
No, it always works because I buy it in Monopoly money.
Yes. Dollary dues. All right, let's move on to the news before this train goes any more off the rails.
Speaking of money.
Yes, speaking of money. So there was an article on GameSpot recently that I think, who was the interview with? I think it was
Aaron Greenberg?
Aaron Greenberg, yeah.
Yeah.
So they basically said that apparently Game Pass is not making any money.
Any or a lot?
Well, that's the thing. Like they essentially, it is not a big money maker, is what is the official quote.
Yeah.
But what people are sort of taking that and running with it and saying, okay, so they're obviously making a loss of some sort on it. Again, I don't know how true that is, but they have Microsoft has acknowledged that it is costly to do short term, but ideally they're trying to get people onto the ecosystem so it'll pay dividends down the road when everyone's into the ecosystem for Xbox and they pay money to them no matter what they do. In the same way that we do for all the get businesses as services, sort of things like Apple and Amazon and all that kind of stuff.
Well, isn't this the same case like services like Netflix and Hulu? They're being
Yeah, they like either barely
made
make
losses
a
for
profit
years.
sometimes, or they lose money. But the
Yeah.
amount they invest is insane.
Yeah, I mean,
I
think the best case of it is like Google with YouTube. Like that's just been a money sink for like a decade.
Yeah.
I think wasn't
Let alone
these.
Stadia.
I think a few years ago, the stats were they were meant to finally turn a profit in mid 2020s.
Yeah, which with COVID, I don't know how that's going to work out for them, but
Exactly.
That's probably doing them a big favor.
yeah, I would hope so. I don't know. It's I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, obviously, we'll just assume that they are losing money. Probably not huge amounts of money, but they are losing money on it. How long do you think that they can sustain that before having to change something? and what do you think they'll have to change in order to make money on it? Like, where are they going to make up the cash?
Well, it really depends on how much they're losing, whether it's sustainable. Or if they're only losing, $1 million or less a year, then they could probably take that hit for as long as they want.
True. I mean, Microsoft do have big cash reserves.
If they're losing like tens of millions a year, then they'll do something to change it. But I don't really know what that would be.
Okay.
It's interesting. It would purely come down to their profit and loss, whether the trade-off of getting more people into the ecosystem is going to be worth it, and whether those people stay around once they are in the ecosystem. Saying that, and we'll get into it a little bit later, Alana Pierce put up a video talking about the showcase and how all 23 games that were shown will go into Game Pass on day one of each of their releases.
Thanks for segueing when we weren't ready, buddy. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
it's further down the road. But just talking from that though, it's to me it's what's the word? I'm surprised nobody's really harping on about the fact that there was a showcase where every single game is available coming into a service for $15
Day and date.
Yeah, I think that Microsoft needs to really push that messaging harder, but I think it doesn't really work in terms of marketing for smaller releases.
And it's not the media outlets that are going to push that though. It's the word of mouth that's going to build that.
Exactly.
And that's what they're working on, is when like the media don't care because they care about the product, not the service, and that's what they're going to advertise and talk about. Whereas it's us who are going to be like, Jesus, this is 200 games and these 23 new ones day and date. Everyone needs to get this. You need to get Game Pass. Like it's going to be us pushing it, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like we talk about it quite often as a great value, and one of the quotes they've got here is that when people feel like you're over delivering on value, they not only want to continue using your service but tell their friends about it, right? The most powerful marketing is word of mouth. Yeah.
I was going to lead into the fact too that if it is making a loss for Microsoft, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing for everybody.
Sure.
Like, just taking outside of the players, talking about the indie developers that get so much free advertising from a service like Game Pass. I'm trying to think who it was last week that...
Descenders have said in the past that they've had a ton of sales because of Game Pass. Or like they can clearly see a correlation to being in Game Pass and getting way more actual sales.
Yeah, on top of the subscription stuff. Because I think part of it is that obviously that as a subscription service, these things will eventually leave, or a lot of them will, the third-party stuff definitely at some stage. So it's incentivizing people to say, hey, try this out. Like, it essentially works like the extended demo thing, but with an easy purchase option with a discount.
Yeah. Do you think many of the games in there have in their contract like essentially that they don't chip into Microsoft from a sale?
Ooh. I don't know.
Probably, it depends on how much they're making from it to begin with, because we all know stuff like Spotify and that people that have their content on there make nothing.
True. Yeah, there's because we have had some reports around how they're getting monetized for it and how much money they're making.
Yeah.
Or not exact figures, but essentially it's like, are they doing not well?
Yeah, the methodology of how they make their money.
And it seems to be pretty fair for the indie developers. They tend to be pretty happy with it, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like a relatively fair split, and obviously that's where Microsoft are going to be losing the money, because essentially they're going to be trumping up that money to get those games across there to help pay for the sales they would have got or may have got.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
if they're getting sales on top of it, then again, obviously the developer still sees that money for those sales, but I don't know. Do they see all of it? Do Microsoft take a larger
split
cut?
Heavier? Yeah.
I think I
wonder if it
sense.
I was going to say, I wonder if it works sort of like a game store like Steam or Epic, where they get like a percentage.
Depending on sales.
Yeah.
Sales numbers.
Yeah.
So that they take less of a cut the more you sell.
So yeah, make it up in volume, which is kind of messed up, but kind of understandable too. But then, but Steam was taking was it like a 30%?
30%, and then Epic came out with 12%, I think.
Yeah,
and they don't charge anymore for the engine use. Which was
that's right.
Big,
a big issue. Yeah. I was going to say, adding to the list, Crosscode also, when it came to Game Pass, had more players combined, more players than the PS4 and the Switch combined.
Which again, like on the one hand, that makes sense because obviously it's a very low barrier to entry to play the game now, rather than just buying it up front. But on the other hand, it doesn't really matter that the fact that it's kind of not like comparing apples with oranges. But on the other hand, the developer doesn't really care. They just want people playing their game, and if they make money on it, then it doesn't really matter how it gets to the players.
Yeah,
and
I'd want to see how big a difference that is, because what, PlayStation's 3-1, 4-1 on Xbox, something like that.
Yeah.
So
I'd be surprised to know how many people are spending money on Microsoft games as well, knowing that their first party stuff's never going to leave Game Pass. Do people still buy them, or?
Well, they're probably putting into microtransactions.
Well, that's
the thing. They're probably going, oh, I've played Sea of Thieves for free for hundreds of hours. Yeah, I don't know if Sea of Thieves has it, but yes, I'll put $5 into this premium currency to get some things I want. I feel like they would be more inclined to do that with the first party stuff that's never, quote unquote, never going to leave.
And we've seen that with, microtransaction is just part of games in general now, and I think this makes them a slightly easier sell to people, just for all games, not just the first party stuff. But
well,
wait, does that make Game Pass the worst in history? If it's more easily encouraging us to spend on microtransactions.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
It gives you more of a budget. Just say I'm putting $100 a month that I used to for, say, a select few video games, and I'm spending it on Game Pass now, $15 a month. That leaves me $85 to spend on whatever.
And which a larger cut goes back to Microsoft, which is what they want.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't have to pay publishers as much. You don't have to pay distributors. It's all run through their ecosystem, and you buy their currency from Microsoft, so they get the entire money, and then it gets spent across whatever.
Gets more people in digital.
Exactly, which is what they want. And now that they've added xCloud, I'm sure that'll just expand out, and more people have more opportunity to spend more money.
Yeah, and it's such a good prospect for those who previously were 2 or 3 a year game buyers. Especially even with potentially game prices going up next generation, you're getting $15 a month for 12 months is 3 of those. That is your 3 games that you're buying a year.
Yeah,
but you're now getting access to 200.
And I think the only problem, and it's the same problem that Microsoft has always had, is that they don't have the big hitting AAA exclusives on their platform to really seal the deal. Yet. Right.
That's where we'll be interesting to see when some of these studios start, what they're developing comes to fruition.
Yeah, and if that moves the needle, because I think that's the linchpin around getting enough people over to it to make it a dominant service.
Yeah, nothing really seems like it's going to be 10 out of 10s though. Everything seems like they're going to be solid 7s and 8s, and nothing on the scale of a 10.
So we're not seeing the caliber of like a Spider-Man or a
God of War,
God of War,
2. Ghost of Tsushima. My God, oh, it looks good.
It does look good.
Does.
And I think that again, it's going to be I think we're getting to the stage where the split is happening between Sony and Microsoft around the quality versus quantity bit, where we have the more looks like a solid 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 game. It's not gonna win too many awards at the Game Awards, but it's made by quality developers that we like. And the game's supported for a good time, and you can play it for basically free.
I think I'm fine with a constant stream of 7s and 8s though. Rather than 1 or 2 10s every few years.
We're perfectly not perfectly content, but we're happy with that even. But it doesn't
It would be nice
push
to get
the
one or
Xbox
two
brand
big
as
things,
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's I think that's where the big Halos and Gears are supposed to come in to be those games, and I just feel like they've been falling short recently.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, like, you got Forza and Forza Horizon, but at the end of the day, they're racing games. It's essentially the annualized sports game.
Yeah, I mean, they do.
It's a lifestyle choice.
I mean, look, they're glorified tech
You've
devs.
insulted 1/3 of our community.
They're
right,
glorified
they deserve
tech
it.
demos with the roundest wheels you've ever seen. But
Exactly it.
Don't
Exactly
keep getting
like
round
they're
wheels;
innovating
they'll be
every
spherical.
year.
no, they don't put wings on the cars unless it's the Crew 2.
It is both a terrible and not a terrible game.
Yeah, I'm never touching it.
It's still better than 1.
All right, so let's. I think we've beaten that dead horse to death over the last few episodes, and we've just come back to it for a bit, as we always do. Let's move on to some changes that are also happening at Microsoft with their services. Apparently, Xbox Live Gold has been removed, the 12-month option.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of rumors about that, where they think that it's going to have something more to do with Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it would kind of make sense.
But
I mean,
from what what I read was that the rumor is they're going to eliminate Gold completely and remove the need for that for online and all that sort of junk, as well
remove
as
the barrier
possibly
to
remove
online.
games with Gold, because that ties into it, and it's all just going to be the ultimate or standard Game Pass subscription.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically this is not a mistake. They did it on purpose, so there's clearly
it's a plan.
a plan.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't they were rejigging something on the back end of the store and it disappeared because a number in the SKU got deleted and whatever else. No. It's meant to happen. I don't know what they're doing with it, but I will just keep using my Bing points to get me Game Pass Ultimate and extend that.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I do with my rewards as well.
The only I can understand removing the barrier for online. I'm like, I guess deals with Gold will become deals with Game Pass or deals with deals with Ultimate or something where
They just
deals-
might be deals. They just might not be exclusive to specific paid.
Because you still have your
they-
your deals which can be done with silver.
yeah.
And we're seeing a lot more of those.
And then you've
Are
got
we?
your
I don't know.
Well,
are we?
we've seen a lot of publisher deals and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
where they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
gold exclusive.
publisher deals used to be much more infrequent, whereas now it feels like it's every
Every
it might not always just be games. It might be a movie or a TV series or something like that. But it seems to be
Get your
weekly
free
now.
Sonic Mania when you watch Sonic.
Yeah, to be honest, I never really noticed. There are a lot more normal sales than deals with Gold.
Yeah.
Like this week, I'm just looking. So yeah, I guess that could, like, I wouldn't have an issue offering the discounts to everyone. I wouldn't care, but I just, if Gold is going away, then that's something that needs to be considered as well. Whether they do deals with Ultimate and have those deals specifically for Game Pass Ultimate owners only, or do it for everyone, which I'd be fine with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not really fussed.
I mean, if they would do it, they'd probably do the tiered approach like they used to do with some of the bigger sales, where they say, hey, you get like 40% off if you have the regular, and if you have Ultimate, we'll give you another 10% off that as well.
Yeah.
That kind of deal. Because what's the general consensus if something's in Game Pass? 20% off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
20% off the
within
base
the first
game.
10 week, or within the first 2 weeks, it's 10, and then it goes up to 20 from there. I think
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I think it's 2 weeks
10%
might be
for
full.
DLC, I
DLC.
think. Yeah.
DLC can be up to 10% off, but does not require the discount.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's how they get you.
It is, yeah.
Well, you recently did Bridge Constructor. Was that discounted?
No, it was not. It was not discounted.
I wonder if that's because it's in app.
Yeah, there is that. It's in app, so that's kind of a weird one because you can't download it separately.
Get around it.
That's how they get around it. Oh, you're not buying DLC that we discount. You are buying a consumable
Yeah, exactly.
premium.
You're buying a 20 kilobyte key that unlocks the rest of the levels that we put in here. which is 100% what happened when I bought it.
That's the same way Hand of Fate 2 works for DLC, but you buy the DLC in the store,
Right.
which is really annoying because now I can't uninstall the DLC to work on just the base game achievements
Ah, right.
without having the extra stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm like, damn it. Just it cuts down how many cards I can put in my deck because I have these stupid DLC levels adding stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with gold going away. It could be just that they want to cut that cheaper option and then essentially, so you've got the 3 month for I don't know what 3 months is. $10? Not $10. $30?
Well,
Yeah.
So then it's
yeah.
120 for or something like. I
No,
think it's
it's
25.
So it was,
25 for
Yeah.
talking US.
US,
Yeah.
yeah.
So 25 for 3 months, so then it ends up being 100 for 12 months, as opposed to the 60 it previously was with the 12 month. So that
yeah.
it could
This
just be
game-
that they are gonna charge more.
Ultimate's still got a 12-month option, yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So it might just be making the other service look more enticing too.
Well, the other thought is that like Brad said about removing it altogether and taking gold out of the equation. Some good support for that is that because Microsoft are trying to get onto so many different platforms with PC especially,
Yeah.
and they don't charge for online at all for PC. It's kind of becoming a bit of a
Redundant.
yeah, it's becoming a bit redundant that their main console players, who are their most dedicated fan base, are the ones who are paying for online when any of the devices on the periphery don't.
Yeah.
And so it kind of goes against their sort of play anywhere messaging. I mean, like it does seem like a bit of an odd move because they will be losing revenue by taking it out there. But maybe maybe Game Pass Ultimate has been so successful that they just think that this is the way things are going to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
Yep.
I was going to say the other argument before we move on to is just how many different services there are. Like as soon as xCloud does launch,
yeah, because
like,
I mean,
when does it?
because you should be able to buy that separately. Ideally, I mean, because they've said it's going to be part of Game Pass Ultimate without any extra cost, but I'm assuming you're going to be able to pay for it.
Still
on
purchase
its own.
it separate, yeah.
So whether they just swap that out and just use that instead of gold and kind of just get over it. I mean, like, I don't see the subscriptions going anywhere. It's obviously their bread and butter now going forward. I mean, it's what they report on. They don't even report on console numbers. We'll see if that changes if they get back into the lead. But yeah,
The writing's backwards. Kirby,
Is it backwards now?
Yeah.
Was it fine before?
it was fine before. Yeah,
Damn it.
So to all our lovely audio listeners out there,
No,
which is
I
literally
was-
all of you.
yeah, Kirby's
Yeah,
messing
good
around
work,
with Skype
Cameron.
background.
Good work.
That
To all
was
everyone. To
Yeah.
all of you.
yeah, to which everybody is. Yeah, Kirby's messing around with Skype settings.
I'm not
And
messing
decided
around
to
with Skype
put a
settings. I'm messing
lovely
around with my
Karen
Skype
image in the background.
There's a difference.
Sorry,
My-
what?
My settings are fine.
All right, I'm
Triggered
editing all
enough.
that out, so don't worry about it.
Cool. Good job.
Still
Alright.
backwards.
No, it's the it's backwards
backwards
both
to
times
us.
then. Like I
All right,
flipped it again.
moving along. The Xbox 2020 showcase happened this week, didn't it?
Damn it.
Yeah, so we hinted at that last week that it was going to happen the day after we recorded, which is always great. But yeah, so
I was going to say, did anybody else stay up till like 2 a.m. in the morning for this?
no,
God, no.
absolutely not.
As opposed to 2 a.m. at night or in the
No.
afternoon.
No.
You said it, buddy, not me.
Kirby, change your background.
Oh, right. Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Or did I? What's wrong with this one? There is no...
All right, so
Nothing.
the showcase happened on
fine.
the Friday morning. Anyway, I'm moving right along because I stayed up to watch this with Nikita and we quite enjoyed it. I know that
I
it
had
wasn't
work.
everybody's cup of tea. A lot of people had higher expectations. Some people had lower expectations, but it just depends where the cookie crumbles. Just thought it'd be nice for us to go through each individual game. I believe 23 was shown.
I feel like there's
just-
not 23 here.
They did
sure.
do a bit of the sizzle reel, but it looks like they've got a few of them in this article. So we'll just talk about the ones they've got here.
We'll talk about the ones here. These are the main ones, and just talk about our general thoughts and feelings. Cool?
All right.
Yep.
All right, so starting off, Showstarter, Halo Infinite.
Yeah, never heard of it.
You know me. I'm indifferent. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know why they opened the show with this weird indie shooter open world thing that no one's ever heard of. I mean, look,
Even for a Halo
it
game,
looked like
it
trash.
really, really subpar.
it did it did not look great. I have to say. I'm like,
The facial animation was fantastic.
yeah, but especially on like
Fantastically horrible.
especially
No,
on
no,
that
no.
group.
Okay, maybe I watched something different, but the whoever it was that in that E3 trailer that saved Master Chief,
Yeah.
the facial animation was really good despite the quality of the video. I don't really care, but the way his face was moving, because it's slightly exaggerated, it looked better than if they went hyper realistic with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Halo is not a gritty realism game for the most part, so it kind of makes sense that they sort of play towards that. And they're obviously trying to evoke the original Halo, and the crash landing you have on the second level.
I was going to say, it just screams Combat Evolved.
Yeah, which
like
is
in aesthetic, which is great in my opinion.
yeah, I think it's the right move. But boy, did this ignite some controversy.
Yeah, it did not land well for a lot of people.
What are you talking about? We got great memes out of this.
I
We got
thought-
some really good memes.
I
Craig the
genuinely
Brute's
thought
amazing.
I thought it looked good, but I also have not seen Halo 5 or Halo 4 or
Look,
any-
Halo.
So I like it. I was like, wow, this looks really good, I guess, but I have no reference.
Going
So-
back, I finished Halo 5 and got all the achievements the day before this trailer came out.
Cool, relevant.
Relevant, yeah, cool. Halo 5 is amazing in every aspect but story.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, the characters are not great either, but
It has a bot story.
Well, the characters are part of the story, so
yeah, well,
I mean, but
yeah, sure.
Anyway,
the characters themselves aren't the story.
when I watched this, I got a
what
very,
was that?
I got a very Far Cry kind of feel, like open world kind of feel.
Yeah, icons on a map, which seems a bit interesting. There's also it looks like the guns have some sort of stats on them.
I mean, this is their live service title, isn't it? That's what it was
Yeah,
meant
this
to
is
be.
going to be a live service title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I think they said it wasn't.
No, they were leading
They've
into it. It was
changed their
going to
messaging
be.
then, because when it was first coming out, or like first sort of really teased, I think, with the name and everything, the messaging was, this is the last Halo that you will need, kind of thing.
All right. I mean, so
So I remember that I know there was like comparisons to Destiny and stuff at first, and they said specifically this is not going to be a Destiny.
It's
That
not
doesn't
meant to
mean
be
it's not
like
gonna
that.
be- Anthem wasn't going to be
MMO
a Destiny
kind of-
either.
well,
Well, Anthem isn't anything right now.
yeah, there is that. I guess like there are
Shadowrun.
definitely comparisons to pull from it, but it does look more like a sort of Far Cry-esque open world first-person shooter with a maybe more objective focused, more story focused than those games, but not to the extent of having being a complete looter shooter with instanced areas with a bunch of people online dancing
Yeah.
Yeah.
that Destiny has. I think it looks like an amalgamation of a lot of different titles that have come out over the years.
Yeah.
How that works out, I don't know. Like you can mix colors together and get new ones, but if you mix too many, you just get a brown splodge that doesn't look like anything.
Baby.
343 heard people were really missing the Ubisoft Tower
Yeah, exactly.
gameplay loop.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even Ubisoft is getting tired of that.
Well,
I don't know.
apparently the one guy that was responsible for that sort of stuff is out, so
Yeah, so fingers crossed we get less of that in the future. I mean, look, I'm probably going to play it. I want to see the achievement list first, as always. But it does look good. But yeah,
It
Grappling
looks
hook.
good for
It just looks like
for
another
an
Halo.
Xbox One.
yeah, which is
what they've
fine. Like
shown.
we haven't had a new Halo in quite a while. It's been 5 years?
Yeah, 2015.
Yeah, so like I got my original Xbox One, I got the Halo version of it, and played Halo 5 and enjoyed it for the most part, despite its problems. I'll probably enjoy this one as well, as long as there isn't too much lasso stuff in there. Which
Oh,
Yeah,
Halo
that looks
MCC
like there's
kind
a
of
lot of
yeah.
push.
yeah,
shot.
yeah, exactly. Halo MCC is what kind of makes me pause, but
Look, Halo 5 didn't have it,
no, true.
Okay.
so let's just hope it
That was
remains
dumb.
the standard.
You said lasso. and I immediately thought you were talking about the hookshot thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Not-
look, that's. I'm,
not
I'm almost
the
certain.
What does lasso stand for? Longest.
Legendary or Skullson.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That's Again, I don't play Halo, so that didn't instinctively
didn't
trigger in my
legit.
head.
Look,
Don't listen to anybody else.
Considering how lasso is part of the lexicon of the game, I would not be surprised if they have some sort of pun for an achievement using the grappling hook that involves it. So you might
There'll be
be
something
right.
relating to red versus blue. There'll be something, yeah.
Of course, yeah. And like I'm going to finish the fight again.
How many times can we finish the fight?
I mean, like Halo 3 is a great game, and I quite enjoyed Reach as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're all great.
They did come out and say, so Aaron Greenberg came out and said that it was running on a PC rather than a Series X.
Because of course, like
Yeah,
On a,
which is not
on a
atypical.
debugger PC, mind you, not an optimized.
Yes,
and,
and,
on
and
a
it is still a work in
Xbox
progress.
One build or something.
Yeah, apparently it was the Xbox One build, but
Being
they apparently
upscaled?
still work in progress. And yet,
Xbox One build, 4 months old, debugger PC. Yeah.
like literally
I mean-
said, it's still a long time till holiday 2020. We have plenty of time to work on it. But I guess they had to get something out there because they announced this 3 years ago almost now.
2017 E3, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. When they first teased it and
It was
didn't
when
show.
it was just the name.
Yeah, and
Wasn't
like
it?
that. Oh, it had the shots
Or
and
that-
the panoramic shots, and that was pretty
Yeah.
much it. So they needed to have something about Halo, and this kind of is what they had. I was a little bit disappointed, but I was hoping for something a bit more bombastic. But I'm glad that we got to see some gameplay at least, and it wasn't just a big cinematic trailer with great skyboxes, but no substance.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll probably play it when it comes out. Domino's, that great gaming brand that you know of, got out with decided to weigh in with some good memes. There has been a lot of
There's been good memes.
a lot of good meme potential. So that at least we got something out of it.
Cool. Move along. Avowed.
Avowed.
Sure.
Avowed, sorry.
I like a boat. I use them to fish.
Cut his mic.
If I could do
Avowed.
that, I would have done it
Sorry.
100 episodes ago.
Alright, so Obsidian, RPG.
Pillars
look,
of Eternity universe.
Is
okay.
it? Have they confirmed that it's that?
They did say it was going to be an RPG, I think.
Yeah, well, they definitely confirmed
Yeah.
it was an RPG.
An RPG.
From
I don't
Obsidian.
think it's confirmed, but I would be surprised if they had another RPG set like that was different to this one set in the Pillars of Eternity universe. Like it seems weird to be making
to remake the wheel basically and just build a whole
two
new world.
RPGs side by side that are like probably pretty similar, but one's set in PoE and one's not.
Yeah, I mean, look, this game looks like it's going to be a long way out. Like, I'm not going to be holding my breath. It was a reveal trailer, no gameplay, nothing. Like, it was almost as it was slightly more trailer than the Elder Scrolls 6 when Bethesda announced that, which was basically a screenshot. So, but I wouldn't be expecting
Surprised that
this
didn't have any bugs in it.
Yeah, it didn't brick your PC. I guess. I mean, look, this will probably be a 2022 release, I would say, because Obsidian is still working on doing the DLC for
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds,
Outer Worlds, sorry. Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, and also working on Grounded, which is just coming into game preview. So I'm
Saying that, have you played Outer Worlds yet?
not yet.
Okay. I have high hopes for this just because of how fun that game is.
Yeah,
I haven't gone back to it yet, but
I think
It
this
looks
should be
like
great.
they're Obsidian is sort of trying to specifically compete with Bethesda. They've got Outer Worlds, which is their...
I don't think it's even a
Ah,
case of I don't think it's a case of compete though. They're smashing them.
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
Well,
it's-
Outer Worlds
of
is
quality.
their Fallout, their answer to Fallout, and this is going to be their answer to Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
yeah, and then we'll see what
Set in the
Firewall
fantasy
does.
world of Eora.
Ah,
Eora.
so a brand new world then.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I'll be watching that with
No,
Keen.
that's Pillars of Eternity.
Wait, really?
Eora is the common name of the world on which Pillars of Eternity is set.
Ah, okay, so it
Or
is
Eora, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's something like that.
All right. When we're done with Avowed, because I likely not play it.
Yeah,
but that's me.
I'll keep an eye on it. I do
Yep.
enjoy their kind of RPGs, but again, it depends on time and
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Very
Dusk
much the
Falls. I know it's not in that list, but that was the one by Interior Night, where it was
That
kind
one
of
was the
it
very
was stills, but
Yeah.
things moving.
well,
like moving
comic
still
book.
images,
Yeah,
yeah.
like a digital.
Like
comic
the
book
is that
style.
the Telltale looking one?
Yeah, kind of.
Except better.
Yeah.
Where it looked like it was stills in a stills of people in a 3-dimensional world, but like the hair was animated and things like that.
Yeah, it was like a cinematograph crossed with a digital comic.
Yeah.
Is it,
They
that's
said
the
it
one
was
that's meant to
an
take place over 3 decades.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they said it was an interactive drama, so it's not really going to be for me because I ain't about that stuff.
You just don't need any more drama in your life.
Interactive narrative. Wait,
Yeah.
no.
Just point and clicks and
Yeah.
visual novels don't do it for me.
Yeah, like it sounds 100% like it's up my alley, to be honest.
Headed by the former lead game designer at Quantic Dream.
So that's also a little bit of a worry. We're going to see how many internet ghosts and rain-based serial killers they'll have.
Yeah,
And-
I'm
Unfortunately, David Bowie is already dead, so he can't be in this one.
oh, don't.
Well, actually,
don't-
you know what? Yeah, now that I've said it.
You've seen Star Wars. They can put anyone in anything.
Oh, God. Nomad Soul was a weird game.
Yeah. Beyond, two souls. So, like, you had to pause at
Oh,
that,
that was
Beyond.
the
Two souls. Ellen
what's her
Page.
name? Yeah, that's
Page,
it.
Yeah. With a
And
ghost.
what was the one that was, like, released at... No, it was Last of Us was the one that was released at a similar time, but wasn't Ellen Page.
Yeah, but it
looked
was
like Ellen
Ellie.
Page.
She got very annoyed about it.
Yeah. But no, I'm excited. Is
I'm
obviously
interested.
not the word, but I'm interested in this one, and I
Yeah.
will. I mean, it's in Game Pass, so I'm almost certainly going to play it.
Was
Yep.
that the one that will have multiple chapters coming out? Or
No,
was there
that's
something-
Tell Me Why,
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
which
get to.
is the Don't Nod. And also, Interior Night is an Xbox Game Studios game.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Okay.
didn't
But
realize
like,
that.
it's
So-
they must have been bought at some point, or
Yeah.
I was going to say, because how they announced it in the showcase seemed as if they were working under Obsidian.
I think it was just afterwards. I don't think it was.
yeah, it just came after.
That's how it came across to me, but it was like 2:30 a.m. by that point. So
Yeah, Interior Night. Yeah.
Moving on, then, do we want to talk about Tell Me Why?
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah, it's a similar one.
I don't know.
I
Go for it.
reckon the second trailer looked a lot. It left me a lot more uninterested than the first.
Really?
The first made me feel all in, and the second one just
You
didn't
folded?
tickle my fancy.
You started it.
Yeah.
I'm not poking that joke with a 10-foot stick.
Okay, so I mean,
August 27th for the first episode.
and it's all coming out on Game Pass. All the
I'm still
episodes.
going to play it to try it, but
3 chapters.
yeah.
Oh, it's only
So-
3. Okay.
Only
It's
3.
three
Do we
chapters.
think it's going to be long? Like, Life is Strange 2 felt like long chapters.
Yeah, it definitely did. Yeah.
But they were like 2 hours. Do we think these are going to be longer than that?
I think this
they-
would be a 6 to 8 hour.
Yeah, I think this
If
will
you
prob-
think
I think they'll be a
six-
little bit longer because I think that part of the thing was the reason episodic happened originally. The reason why episodic gaming started was that they were like, "Hey, we can't afford to spend all this money on a game, so we'll do shorter development cycles, get feedback, fix things, and use that money to build the next one." As that's kind of moved away from being possible, because what I think was Half-Life was the first one, right? They were like, "Oh, Half-Life 2," and they're like, "Oh, Half-Life 3." It's like, "No, we'll do Half-Life 2 Episode 1, so you don't have to wait 5 to 10 years for a new game, and you'll get it. You'll get shorter content for cheaper, quicker." And they got the first 2 bits, but then they completely dropped it on the floor. So that was kind of when Telltale started. That was their big thing too. Well, when they moved away from doing the like
Remember
Jurassic
Me.
Park and Sam and Max and that kind of stuff.
Doesn't help that they didn't upgrade their game engine until that late.
Yeah, there is that.
I could have sworn that when it was initially revealed, all the episodes were going to drop at once so that you could enjoy the game as you want. Like, you could enjoy
Yes.
it as a TV and break, or you could binge it and just like it was
For
like Netflix.
Tell Me Why? Or...
Yeah,
Tell Me Why.
I'm pretty sure
Okay.
there was some talk about that. I don't know if it actually got announced. That.
Yeah, I
But,
could have sworn that was the initial game plan, and now it sounds like it's not.
I mean, it
Which-
looks like Don't Nod have had quite a bit of success with the episodic format. Obviously, they've done 2 games in there now with that. Well, actually
Yeah.
more than that. But
Did they do the Beyond the Storm? Was that Don't Nod? I think it was a
believe
different.
So.
I think it was a different developer
Oh, you might be right.
that
Actually,
license.
but
Let's both look it up, Cameron.
but like, and obviously, Game Pass seems to be working out quite well for them in terms of that. Like, because obviously they're coming straight back to it.
Deck 9 games.
Yeah, different. That's okay.
And they're not owned by Microsoft by any means.
No, but this is a Xbox Game Studios.
Project. Yeah.
They've paid for this game essentially to be made.
Yeah,
And-
so I think that maybe that makes like I don't think we're going to get into a Blues and Bullets situation where if no one plays the first one, they're going to cancel episodes 2 and 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
but then
jeez.
it just, I feel like I'd enjoy it more if it was all out all at once.
I would agree.
I mean,
but
I'm
think
gonna
that-
have
that's
to-
all- yeah,
I'm gonna wait until it's all out.
and I think maybe that's why they're doing 3 episodes instead of 5. Is
Yeah.
that the problem with the problem with Life is Strange 2 is like how long did it take between episodes 1 and 5? Like that's a
It was
long time.
I feel like it was like at least 6 months, 8 months.
Yeah, it was like again showing up in the news for a new episode is good because you get that repeat visibility and you get a new opportunity to speak to customers. But when your development cycle gets blown out a bit or you get delays and suddenly got 4 episodes in and people get to episode 5 and like, oh, when's that coming out? Oh, I don't know. Like we haven't had any announcements or it got delayed or whatever. I barely remember the last episode.
Yeah,
So like if they can control the development cycle down to 3 episodes and say, hey, you get 1 every 2 months. And like, or 1 a month, or however they want to do it, and it's day and date on Game Pass, then I think they're in for a winner. I mean, assuming the
geez.
game's good.
I severely underestimated the length of time between the games. So, episode 1 came out 27th of September 2018, and episode 5 dropped on the 3rd of December 2019.
Yeah, okay,
So
so
it's-
a year.
About 4 months, like 3 months in between each set
Yeah.
of episodes.
So I think that if you can shorten that time down to a month between them and do less episodes but make them slightly longer or more involved,
Yeah,
then I think that'll go well for them. I mean, it looks interesting. I still don't know what the hell the game's about, but it looks like it's a mystery. I mean, is it set in the same universe?
I don't believe so. It is about twins Tyler and Allison Ronan exploring the memories of their joyful but troubled childhood in beautiful small town Alaska. And they have a supernatural bond to help interact with memories of the past, choose memory paths to determine the outcome, and uncover their personal story across 3 chapters.
Okay.
I heard somebody talking. I'm trying to remember where the source was. That to delve a little bit into it, both parents wanted one of the kid. It was more so a custody thing as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, I don't want to... I mean, it's not spoilers because the information's out there, but I don't want to go into it much further.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But they come back to... They were separated and they come back together for a reason as adults. And that's when things happen.
Get freaky.
Sure, let's use that terminology. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, they're releasing a week apart.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, that's good.
A
That's
week
good.
in between. So it's literally a TV show.
Great.
That's perfect.
No, that
yeah,
seems like a really smart way to do it.
They've nailed the idea then. Yeah.
I'm A-okay with that now. Perfectly fine. Yep.
Cool.
All right. What else?
Alright, should we move on? Fable.
Never heard.
No, not later. Now.
No Fable.
What?
Fable?
You want
Said it
to end
now.
this segment with it?
Are you talking about Farblay?
Farblay.
Farblay?
Yeah, Farblay. Yeah.
Abode? That's my house. My abode. Look, Fable didn't really show anything. It
No,
was
yeah.
announced.
No.
We were all shocked that Fable was
Yeah,
being developed.
I had the
Biggest surprise of the... Weird that they ended with... Like, honestly, And I wonder how many people didn't know that this, or quote unquote, know that this was happening, and
It
were
is
like,
the
"Oh my
worst
god,
kept secret in
Fable!"
this industry that there is a Fable.
I'm honestly surprised that they didn't flip the showcase and start with Fable
That's
at the start, and then just end it with Halo.
well,
but
we
no,
know
but
why
I
they didn't
think
end
they
it with
ha-
Halo. You saw
If
Halo.
they ended with
No,
that
but, like-
Halo, I think they would have ended people with more disappointment than they did. With
Yeah,
Fable.
again, Halo was the thing they'd been talking about being at the show already, and that they were going to show, and that was going to be a big thing. And like it was like an 8-minute demo or whatever. So
It was either going to be the starter or the finisher, but it's probably
And-
better that that demonstration was the starter.
To be fair, they just pulled a Bethesda.
yes,
With
they
their
totally
own
did.
they literally they showed off. Oh, look at this pretty world. We're definitely making it. Bye bye now.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
It was
Talking
just
about Fable-
called Fable, though, not Fable 4, so it seems like
Yeah,
it might
it's-
just be a reboot.
reboot. But it is being done by Playground Games, which
again,
will be very interesting.
the worst
Have
kept
they
secret in
done
the entire
anything
industry.
In
Not
that
in-
sort
I
of-
mean,
Forza
technically, the
Horizon?
Horizon games are RPGs.
Forza
I-
Horizon
not in the
2?
have they-
RPG space.
yeah.
Forza Horizon 3?
And this is. I mean, look, that's your fantasy. That doesn't mean it's everyone else's fantasy. It's slightly different. It's a whole genre.
How much is the Lamborghini DLC going to be?
I was going to say, I'm just...
You
thinking
actually
it's
have to
gonna be
sacrifice your
every
sister at the end to get it in red.
How good is that? Well, why would you ever get a Lamborghini in red?
How dare you? Actually,
It's not a Porsche.
I get it in
But,
black.
No, Ferrari. Damn it!
Look,
I stuffed
yeah,
it up.
no,
There's
Yeah,
not,
I'm
there's
just
not
gonna-
really much to say because we didn't see any gameplay.
No, there was-
But
I mean,
There's nothing to talk about really, except for the
It's
fact
Fable.
that
There's,
Cameron was in
it
the
captures
trailer.
the tone.
Um,
It captures the tone of the games.
unless they
Yeah, it looks
change
like
like a whole lot, everyone knows how the series
Did everyone-
plays.
Did we all see Cameron in the trailer?
well, the Toad. Yeah, no, I saw
Yeah.
him. Yeah,
I was going to say, was he the toad
Look,
or the fairy?
I let you decide which one it was going to be,
Moving
but
along, because we love Playground Games so much, let's talk about Turn 10, yeah?
yeah, never heard of them.
Forza Motorsport.
Ben 10. No,
And
the Ben
like I
10
said
game wasn't
before-
shown, but it's coming out. It's done by Outright Games. They're the guys that do like Paw
Ugly
Patrol and
Dolls.
all that. So it's going to
I
be
never
$40
want to
US.
play.
It's
I
going to
never
be
wanna
$40
play a
US because
Ben
they're all
10
$40
game ever
US.
again. I don't care what you're saying.
And in about 8 months,
They're-
it's going to be half off.
They're absolute garbage.
But I will have bought it at full price
Boss
because I'm a
never
chump.
worked.
Because you're a numpty.
Yep.
Alright,
Look,
so yeah.
Forza looks like it's a game with cars in it. The cars
It
look
looks
nice.
and it
Like I
looks
said before,
fantastic
it's
and
the
runs at
annualized
4K
sports
60.
game
Okay.
for-
But can I just say, though, the fact that it isn't ready for Series X, the fact that it's going to be 2021 to 22 before it launches.
It is quite surprising that it's not going to be a launch title, because that is usually what they do. I wonder if there's a good reason for that. I mean, maybe they realize that they're not going to have a lot of competition in terms of car games. When PlayStation showed off Gran Turismo, they were they're like, we don't even know when this is coming out.
Yeah.
So
Because 7 came
We
out.
spent 3 weeks on the logo, guys. I don't.
7
PS5.
came out when, actually?
What? 7.
7,
Yeah, Motorsport 7. Because the fact that this is a reboot as well. Like, not a reboot, but essentially
Came out.
games with service.
3rd of October 2017.
So 3 years.
Okay.
So it'll be 4 years by the time it comes out, which is quite a while. But they've had
It's just very surprising to me.
What is?
well, they've kind
That
of
it's
taken
not launch?
The gap
yeah.
in time.
No, but in between that, okay, and I know it's not Turn 10, but they did Horizon 4 in between that.
Well, that is usually what they would do. Is they would
And
do
that's-
one
they
year
alternate.
with a Forza,
Yeah.
and then 1 year with a Horizon.
Yeah,
Who
so it's
is-
usually every year you either get Horizon or Motorsport. It's just very strange that...
We're not getting anything this year.
which makes me think then, when's the next Horizon coming out as well?
Well, I'm wondering if this is have they said that this is going to be on? Is this going to be an Xbox One X game as well, or is this going to be
It's-
Series X only?
It's...
I think it might have
it's
been
just
one of
showing
the
the
games where they
optimized-
just had the Series
yeah,
X
it's-
logo.
It says optimized for Series X, which means it probably
Yeah.
will be on.
They did talk about it being, games with service and
Yeah,
basically being the new thing going forward, same as like Halo Infinite's going to be, but
yeah, because obviously there will be a cutoff at some point where some of these games that we're talking about, like Avowed, for example, like I would be incredibly surprised if that came out on this generation hardware. Anything that's late 2021, early 2022, like that stuff, they've got to basically have that only be next gen.
yeah.
So I'm just going to be interested to see where that last game is going to be. But clearly not this one. Interesting.
Moving along. Tetris Effect connected.
Yeah, I don't care.
Don't
Tetris.
even.
Just
no.
another Tetris game.
No. You guys have not played Tetris Effect.
Okay.
Look,
when
I
me and
played
Nikita
Tetris
saw
on
this,
the Game Boy, like the
I've
black and white Game
heard
Boy.
fantastic.
Oh, was it
things about
Tetris
it.
Effect? Because that's what I said. Tetris
So-
Effect.
I will quote Nikita for this. When Nikita was watching this, it was like, all right, cool. Gone through all the trailers so far. She was like, yeah, everything looks pretty decent. Get to Tetris Effect. We're like watching this trailer where all the faces are popping up.
Oh, that was
going
weird.
like, it's
Yeah.
like, don't understand it. Oh, very end. I'm like, is this Tetris? Nikita's like, Tetris has been around like for what, 30, 40 years? It's not Tetris. And it's Tetris. So yeah, really reinventing the wheel.
Yep.
But I don't know. Can you tell me anything more about this? And why I
It is
should buy a
really,
Switch and
really
play?
good when you are high.
Okay.
Oh, so it's just pretty colors. Is that it?
It is. It is. I know this
As-
sounds dumb to say. It's probably one of the best Tetris game. Like, aside from the original, it's probably one of the best Tetris games. Period.
What about the Flash one you play in high school?
I mean,
No.
look, I
With all your
know,
friends
I
at.
know it was made by the guy who did Res and Luminous and all that kind of psychedelic stuff. Was it Garden of Eden or whatever it was called?
Child of Eden.
Child of Eden. And this, again, this is his like next psychedelic experience with like colors and sounds and all kinds of stuff. Like, it looks cool. The problem is I'd have to play Tetris in order to experience all that, and I really just don't enjoy Tetris. So
It's so
Played
good.
Tetris one time 10 years ago. You've played every Tetris game up until then.
You've not played
Is-
Tetris Effect. You don't understand.
Tetris
How
DS is
how
really good.
No
how is
one,
this-
none of you can.
The
It's
only
Okay.
Tetris
like-
game that really
Ask-
did something new
ask
was
him
Tetris
question.
99.
I was going to say, asking the question, how is it opposed to Tetris 99?
Well,
Which
they've
is about
basically
a rare
just
one,
they've
right?
basically stolen and added multiplayer to this version of it because the original one on the PlayStation 4 doesn't have it.
Okay,
Which,
interesting.
I mean, I'm concerned then that there's multiplayer achievements, and if there is, I probably won't play it. But it's, I mean, if you even vaguely like Tetris, you will love this game. It is,
Yep.
it's really good.
I mean, you could always play it on ChinDocta.
Okay.
All right, moving along.
No,
Destiny
I'm
2
gonna throw one
Beyond Light.
in. I'm gonna throw one in. It's not there. Probably. I have to check what's there actually.
I'm just going to keep going while you find it.
Yep.
Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Well,
Destiny
Destiny
2
2
getting
in general, and then
Or Destiny 2 in
Beyond
general.
Light.
Getting added to Game Pass.
All of it in Game Pass. Destiny 2 in Game Pass in September, and with all the DLC as well. I'm fairly certain.
Except for the
All the-
DLC that's launching in
No,
November
yeah,
10th.
Ultimate members
Nope.
get access to that as well.
Yep.
Oh, wow!
No.
So it's
Hold
insanely
up.
good value.
Okay. Join your fellow Guardians, blah, 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 blah. Destiny 2 will also come to Game Pass in September, providing members access to all current Destiny 2 Standard Edition expansions, seasonal content sold separately, which is not DLC required, I presume. Sorry, it does not... is not achievement required.
Yeah.
Yep. Including the Standard Edition of the upcoming Beyond Light when it releases this November. That doesn't
okay.
say anything about Ultimate, so I would
That is
presume...
what I've heard, but
I mean, I'm looking at the Xbox.com page about it.
Interesting. Okay.
either way, it's good value. Like,
really
if
I was
you
gonna say,
specifically,
in
if
before-
you only play Destiny and you wanted to see if Game Pass is worth it or not, it's worth it now.
Yeah, it's just in Game Pass for everyone.
But then you have to
In-
play Destiny, so
Destiny isn't bad. It's just long.
It's
Weird.
great.
Okay, sorry. They mentioned something real. So then, for some of these games, they have like a specific blog. So they have a Destiny 2 blog. They have a really weird. Oh no, I get it. No, it's fine because it's talking about xCloud as well. They mentioned that if you're a Game Pass Ultimate user, you'll be able to play Destiny 2 anytime you want because it'll be on xCloud,
right, so it'll be included
which is being
Right.
included in
Yeah.
Ultimate now. Yep, I'd forgotten that bit existed.
Interesting. Okay, so that'll be one of the... I mean, and that makes sense because it was already on Stadia, so The technology exists.
All right, moving along. Did you find your game?
Oh, there's lots of stuff that's not on there. That's good. When we get to the end, I'll go of what's on there. I'll go over what I've got in this one because this is all
make
of
these
it
a little
in
bit
order.
quicker then.
Huh?
Balan, is it Balan or Balan?
Balan Wonderland. Balan Wonderland. It looks good. It's
Looks good.
It's a 3D action platformer.
Yeah, I literally don't even remember this one, to be honest.
I remember it was very cartoony sort of visuals.
Super cartoony, done by Square Enix. Buy it so that my stock prices go up, please.
Everwild.
Everwild won the show for me.
Really?
Nikita was the exact same.
I was always excited for it when I first saw it at XO 19 or whenever it showed the first time. I don't know what it is, but I am sold.
I don't know what it is, so I don't really have any opinion.
It could be Sea of Thieves 2.
That's what I'm worried about. Like, I'm worried that it's going to be Sea of Thieves, wander around, no objective, become one with nature, do repetitive side quests, connect.
Alright, hold up.
Eat bananas incorrectly.
I was going to say, Rez having a good time of like, hey, we'll give you this beta test game, and you tell us what it's meant to be.
And then we'll patch the achievements 2 years later.
Play as an Eternal as you explore and build bonds with the world around you. Brand new game in development from Rare, where unique and unforgettable experiences await in a natural and magical world.
Yeah, so that's kind of like, that sounds like wander around an open world with very little direction. Yes, which does not sound like a thing for me, to be honest. I mean,
Maybe it's just like Minecraft in nature.
Like aesthetically, it looks incredible. Like from like a from like how it looks and how it looks like it's going to play and like the sort of the feel that they're going for. It looks great and definitely was up my alley as a kind of a interesting sort of druidy nature magic kind of thing. But if there's no game there, because they didn't really show any gameplay really, or as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
It looked like all cutscene or in-engine sort of cutscene stuff, but we'll see.
If I can VR myself into that, I'm done. That's it. That's game over for me.
Yeah,
that's my life now.
We'll just record the podcast from within the game.
I'll just be called a beta for the rest of my life. That's a very small not even a small reference. That's a reference some of you will get, and if you do, I'm disappointed in you. There's a terrible, and you should be sad that you watched it.
I'm glad I didn't get the reference. Alright, moving along. Outer Worlds DLC, Peril on Gorgon.
Looks good. That's, more Outer Worlds. I don't know.
Discounted really for Xbox for Game Pass users, not going to be in Game Pass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. And they say you'll be able to grab this and future adventures, or the expansion pass packaging both adventures. So there is going to be another one, I guess.
Yeah, they said it was one of two story expansions.
For an extra 10% off. So I don't know if it's... That extra 10% off sounds like there is a discount, and this is a discount on top of it, right? As opposed to 10% off.
Or whatever discount you would usually get for buying both of them together instead of individually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that might be good.
Psychonauts 2.
Yep.
With Jack Black.
I mean, I like Jack Black. I don't really get why he needs to be involved. I mean, I know he's friends with Tim Schafer.
Tim Schafer loves him.
I mean, he super does. Like brutal. Like, I love the aesthetic and like how he was in Brutal Legend. The gameplay left a bit to be desired. Yeah. But and he was pretty good in Broken Age.
Yeah.
Oh, so Jack Black is being the little thing of light.
Yeah, the mote of light. Yeah.
Cool.
Look, I'm keen for this. Psychonauts 1 became available for free today for the original Xbox.
Hey, listen. But as Jack Black.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. more, just say it's like just put more Tenacious D.
But look, the trailer for this was trippy, but I loved every moment of it.
Yeah, and it showed gameplay.
Really
it showed gameplay, and like I love.
I mean, it didn't show anything spectacular that looked much different from Psychonauts 1, but at least we know, again, we're getting a 3D character platformer.
Yeah, cool.
It looked fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's been in development for like 100 years.
Yeah,
So-
it has.
and then got delayed.
Yeah, exactly.
Again.
Yeah, it's been. Yeah, it's nearly Half-Life 3 levels
Yeah.
of ridiculous.
Like, you should play this. Everyone should play this. Psychonauts 1
Yeah.
was a really good game. I expect
and
this to
this-
be much the same.
I think this is the only one in the showcase too that's coming to both PS4 and Xbox Series.
right, 'cause
sorry.
it was in development before Double
Xbox.
Fine was purchased. So
Yeah, coming to both consoles.
a word of warning for people who play the first game: it has not aged in the control scheme very well. Like it was made in an era where 3D platformers were not as refined as they are nowadays, and also it has less of a difficulty curve and more of a difficulty dump truck.
Oh. Sorry, no, go.
In that the meat, I've never actually finished that game. The meat circus at the very end is way too difficult. But the rest of the game's great.
Okay, so not PlayStation 5.
Oh, it isn't.
Oh,
PlayStation
okay.
4
right,
because Xbox One, not PlayStation 5, at least not confirmed anywhere.
interesting. Okay,
Which you would think if they're confirming PlayStation 4, there's no reason to not confirm PlayStation 5.
well,
yeah.
maybe it'll be backwards compatible. So but it's only a PlayStation
Yeah,
4.
yeah,
They don't
but-
do a PlayStation
Yeah.
5 version. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it okay.
no, it definitely doesn't.
That's not the same.
No, it is very much
Yeah.
not.
But there's Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, Linux, classic Mac OS, Microsoft Windows.
Moving along, Crossfire X.
Yeah, whatever.
I really like this trailer, even though it showed us no gameplay. It's from Remedy.
Well, okay, look, that's easy.
So
Careful.
to why you in particular are just going like pushing it to the side immediately.
Okay, look. Just slow your roll a little bit here, okay? You can't just go, oh, it's Remedy, it's great, right? Remedy is a really good developer, and I like pretty much all their games. However, only the single player is being made by Remedy, and the single player is not coming to Game Pass.
Okay, I am keen for the game. I'm keen for the campaign.
Great, me too.
I do not care about multiplayer.
Right, but this
And
is
I know that-
this is basically the biggest FPS in Korea.
Ever.
It's crazy. It's been
And-
around for ages. Like it's
Yeah.
like Counter-Strike levels of ridiculousness.
It's huge. Huge.
And so it coming to consoles is big. I mean, we saw this with stuff like PSO2 and stuff like that, where obviously Microsoft are trying to get back into the Asian market using these kinds of by sort of getting some of that shared cred from these existing games. I'm excited for the campaign. It looks really good. I love Remedy, so we'll see. But I mean, if it's separate lists, fantastic.
Yeah, that would be great.
What game was it?
Final Fantasy 15.
No, Wrecking Zone.
Crackdown.
Sure, yeah.
Crackdown.
Perfect.
Yeah, do a Crackdown 3.
For reference, and these stats were in 2017, so it could have depreciated. 8 million concurrent users, 650 million registered players for Crossfire.
Yeah,
So, big numbers.
For an FPS, that's pretty crazy.
For a basically multiplayer FPS.
Yeah. For a free-to-play one, yeah.
Alright, let's actually... Hold up. January 2020, it had 240 monthly players.
240?
240... No, as in who had played that month.
I see, right.
Yes, 240 million players had played that month. It was the highest above...
So you just said 240 and didn't say anything after it.
Assume
What?
million.
Yeah, I said 240 million.
No, you
You
just
did
said
the first time
240.
around. You said 240 monthly users.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was like their best. That was their best month ever. Behind that is PUBG with 227 in June of 2018.
Right. Yeah. So this
Actually,
is still doing
although
gangbusters.
Fortnite is not on that list, so I'm sure it's smashing. It's
Of
getting
course,
killed by.
yeah.
Actually, no. Fortnite is on that list. 78.3 August 2018. So I assume this is unique users.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'll probably play the single player if it comes out separately. If it's got all that free-to-play multiplayer stuff in there, with title updates every 5 minutes. I already get that from Neverwinter, so I'm probably good.
Yeah.
but it is a fantastic shooter in all regards.
Probably.
No, it is.
Dragon Quest 11.
Dragon Quest
Dragon
11
Quest
S,
9.
Echoes of an
Is it
Elusive Age.
11 or was it 9?
11.
It's
11.
It's 11.
It's
No,
11.
after the
I know
X.
my Roman numerals.
Cameron, you didn't say it properly. Dragon Quest 11 S, Echoes of an Elusive Age, Definitive Edition. Thank you very much. It is a JRPG, and you will give it the title it deserves.
It takes longer to say it than pretty
To play
much. I don't know. Like this. I mean, look. I've heard nothing but good things about Dragon Quest 11. Like,
Oh, it's so good.
everyone was
I'm
singing its praises.
so excited
I
for
was
it.
I was actually really sad that it wasn't coming to the console. I wasn't going to get a chance to play it because
Yeah.
it came out on PS4, I think,
Yep.
and
Yes.
Switch. So I'm really happy that they're going to be bringing another version over to us.
I actually don't think
Yeah.
I've ever played a Dragon Quest.
I don't think I have either.
Oh, time to kick Brad.
Yeah.
I will when this hits Game Pass.
I'm a
But
big
like,
JRPG fan, so I'll definitely check it out.
Maybe you're writing
No,
a
it's-
walkthrough for it, so I can play it too.
It's
I
fantastic,
definitely will.
and it's got it's got a lot of like assist features. So you can essentially you can Final Fantasy 12 it, where you just set up your
Gambit.
just
Gambit.
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 Yeah.
You set up what your characters want to do, how they act, and just the game will play itself. It also has two
Walking
of the
sim.
best characters ever in Dragon Quest, Sylvando and Jane. Oh, I'm gonna be annoyed if I got that wrong. Dragon.
And the guy who does the art is the guy who did Dragon Ball Z. So
Jade, damn it, Jade. Jade is the best. Jade has the best cutscenes in
So
any
good
game.
you could even remember their name.
That's because trust me, when you see the cutscenes, you'll know why I didn't remember.
Does
the
that
name.
have anything to do with your backgrounds?
Depends what my background is right now.
Moving
now
along.
Cherry
it's just
blossoms.
cherry blossoms.
No, it's not. Yes, because she's Japanese, probably. I assume.
Moving along. So S.T.A. No, I'm joking.
Stalker.
Stalker 2.
Stalker 2. Stalker was a old
idea.
PC game, yeah.
yes, it
It's
was
10 years old, yeah?
the original Stalker. Yeah.
I had never heard of it until I looked
It's
it up.
it's very popular, post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
Chernobyl style game.
All
where you-
right.
Because
weird
I-
things happen.
I thought
The
it.
first time I saw this was, I thought they were taking like Metro Exodus or something in a new direction.
No, it's very similar. Metro
Okay.
took a lot of its aesthetic, we'll say, from the original Stalker in terms of
Right.
gameplay.
I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be sort of like Manhunt-ish, just based on the name.
No, yeah, Stalker does stand for something.
Yeah.
It's an initialization. No, it's an acronym because you say it.
It's like fear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, for 3. Sorry.
Fear harder. Yeah, no, it looks good. I mean, it is kind of weird that this is Stalker 2, considering I'm pretty sure that they've done like spin-offs or pseudo sequels.
Yeah.
Like they did, I think they did like Call of Pripyat and a couple other ones. So this is the 4th or 5th Stalker game, but it's Stalker 2, so whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scavengers, trespassers, adventurers, loners, killers, explorers, and robbers.
Yeah, and then there's also some weird pseudo mystical stuff that happens in there. In the same way that like Metro, there's like weird anomalies.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
That was on an article about Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl.
Now there you go.
Because that's what Stalkers stands for.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Gunk.
I thought it looks really good.
Yeah, it looked okay.
Yeah.
Another platformer.
Looked good.
It did show, like it because it's made from the SteamWorld franchise developers.
Yeah.
I did get that vibe from like the vibe that they have in their aesthetic from looking at it.
Which is great, because I think that like the aesthetic is one of the things that they have going for them that works really well. Sets them
Yeah.
apart. They're obviously using that technology from Blinks the Time Sweeper. That's been sitting in the Microsoft Vault for a long time. They're like, hey, we need to reuse this. Let's chuck it into a game.
Yeah. But no, really good looking.
Yeah, so it looks like a sort of third-person action-adventure
Yeah.
platform.
I like how we were going to be quick about this, and we definitely haven't been.
No, definitely not.
We
Yeah.
definitely haven't. Fantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis.
Yeah, so it's Phantasy Star Online 2 with the new expansion, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I still haven't got it. I still haven't started that. Once I
Don't
hit a
do it.
million, maybe I'll give
Don't
up my
do it.
life.
Don't do it.
There's going to be Lies of Astroth all over again.
No,
Well, Lies of
it'll be
Astro's nearly
no.
done.
No, it'll be Neverwinter.
It'll be much closer to Neverwinter, except with more microtransactions.
Well, we'll see if they add any like achievements to it or not.
Oh, they will.
They definitely.
They will.
Sable?
I don't remember that one.
What?
What?
Sable. New World open adventure game. I honestly can't remember this one either.
I don't know what you're looking at now.
Sable.
The same article you are.
Oh, the same article I am. Why are you looking at that one? Look at the other one, you...
Okay,
dip.
I definitely don't remember seeing this, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember seeing this either now.
Can't even find it, you...
But kind of gives me the kind of same aesthetic as Everwild. Like that cartoony kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like less though. More cartoony, yeah.
It's got an aesthetic that I recognise, but I can't name.
Oh, you skipped medium, you idiot.
Yeah, we'll do that next.
I was going back to finish it off with.
Okay. That's why I was confused. Because I was like...
sort of aesthetic.
What?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
In this interesting sort of, like, the way it moves is, like, not smooth.
Like, yeah.
It's not framey, but it's like, it's...
And, like, the edges of everything is, like... hand-drawn lines where it's not perfectly straight.
That
Like,
game,
it looks like it's...
Another World, is that it? It looks like a more updated sort of aesthetic.
Yeah.
Because Another World's 2D in that.
Yeah.
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 It looks kind yeah.
Gives me Journey vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
As well.
Definitely gives me Journey with the cloak and the...
Yeah. Raw Fury, who are publishing, are very hit and miss with their games in terms of achievements, though. Like they did Night Calls, Windows 10 and Xbox, which they've done Dandara, which has the DLCs initially released with unobtainables, then they fixed them, and the DLC has unobtainables. They're very responsive when I complain, but nothing seems to come of it.
Right.
Like, they seem like really good blokes, but they don't get their games fixed.
Yeah. And then, the medium, which is what I was going to leave for last.
That looks okay.
Sorry, you confused me by skipping it, and I was like, I was looking at that article, and like, well, he's not said the medium, so I don't know where this other game is. Looked at my other article. Nope, can't find it.
Yeah, medium looks great.
Medium looks great. I'm definitely going to get it. Like, I'm definitely going to download it day one.
Bloober Team. Nope, I'm out.
I'm out.
Nope, I'm out.
It was...
Survive encounters with
like
sinister
really...
spirits. I'm out. I'm not in. Nope, I am not in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew as soon as I saw Bloober Team, you would absolutely love this game.
It's going to be great.
It was the other title other than Everwild that Nikita really wants to check out.
Travel to an old communist resort. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think communist resorts are a thing.
Yeah, no. Stalin had lots of resorts that he sent people to.
This is the perfect time to bring up. When are you finishing Layers of 2, Kirby?
Layers of Fear 2.
That was not a word. That was not a game. It wasn't a sentence.
I meant Layers of Fear 2.
Never since I haven't started it.
Have you? Oh, you started 1, didn't you?
Well, I've continued playing 1, yeah.
Yeah. When are you going to finish 1?
Never.
When are you going to... What's the other title they do?
No, I did Blair Witch.
Was the other one. Yeah.
I'm never...
Oh, Blair Witch, that's it.
I'm never finishing Blair Witch. That's...
So I've done all of those games, and I've enjoyed pretty much all of them. They're all been pretty good. I mean, Blair Witch was a little bit ropey at times, but I really like Layers of Fear 1. 2 was pretty good, and Observer was great. Like, it was like the super weird dystopian cyberpunk future that I love.
Oh, did they do Observer? Observer's great.
Yeah, Observer's really cool.
It's weird as hell, but it's real good.
It's horrible. It doesn't scare Kirby enough.
Okay.
So this looks like it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, let's cover the games you've missed now. State of Decay 3.
Yeah, I don't care.
I did not... I did not honestly see that trailer as State of Decay.
No,
I did not make the connection.
The first of us.
I understand a lot of people and really enjoy the State of Decay franchise, so...
2 is good. 2 is good.
I started the first one and I wish I hadn't.
I didn't think the first one was terrible. On the Xbox One version, I didn't think it was terrible. Didn't think it was fantastic. Didn't think it was terrible.
Yeah, they're pretty good games, apparently. It's just the I'm not really a big fan of the sort of procedurally generated stuff.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that's really fun to play, like, cooperatively, in my opinion.
Yeah. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide.
Oh, yeah. So it's basically Vermintide, but in the 40k universe.
Looked alright.
Yeah, let's see the achievements before we jump into that with our 4-player team.
Okay.
'Cause-
Showed off more
Well, you guys
grounded.
didn't want to play Vermintide, so you
Yeah, well,
probably
Vermintide,
would
yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Well, look,
Vermintide can go to hell.
I mean, look, this basically looks like Vermintide gone to hell, to be honest.
The game itself, fine.
Yeah.
The achievements, no. You can go die in a hole that you crawled out of.
They can jog on.
Grounded
Nice.
showed off more stuff.
Yeah, looks
That-
fine.
it
But
took a little
Doesn't
dig
have
at themselves
achievements,
from not
don't
being
care.
cyberpunk.
I've
Loved
heard
that.
from
yeah,
people
that was pretty funny.
That was,
like
that was
yeah.
good.
I've heard
Yeah.
from people that played demos of Grounded at like E3 and other.
You can play the beta, it's in Game Pass.
Yeah, let me
Doesn't
finish
have
my
achievements.
sentence.
Have you
From
played
what
it?
No.
No,
I don't care about what other people said then. Play it yourself, it doesn't have achievements yet.
I've heard it really had a lot to live up to, and it wasn't looking very good.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whole survival thing. I like
Yeah.
Obsidian quite a bit, as I've said.
Is it
but-
Obsidian?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Obsidian. Yeah, it's Obsidian's thing. So
Right, it's the other one. Yeah.
yeah, so it's the thing they're working on currently before they do Avowed. But I mean, they did
Boo.
poke fun in the trailer that they'd never made a game like this ever before. And I'm worried that like ha ha ha, but also
Oh,
like,
you're waiting for the
what are you
biggest
doing?
game of the world.
I mean, I loved Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when I was young,
Yep.
so it
Sure.
really hits that nostalgia for me, but I don't really know if this is something that I'd really dive into.
I'm worried this is going to turn into a Fallout 76 situation. Maybe not quite that bad, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
think Obsidian has a bit more respect for its player base than
Well,
Bethesda does.
yeah.
yeah, I would-
We won't touch it until the achievement list comes out because the possibility of
Oh, yeah.
playing it to
Coming
try
out of
it,
preview without achievements, apparently.
yeah, they're not going to. Well,
They're dropping them later, but it's coming out of quote unquote preview, I guess, into
Yeah.
beta because a preview's like alpha.
Alpha, yeah.
Yeah.
no,
no,
it's coming.
no,
It's coming
that's
into
crazy.
game preview, right? Which is their.
No, it's leaving game preview.
Is it? Oh, okay. Well, hey.
Yeah.
Doing something.
Yes.
Echo Generation.
Can't remember it.
Turn-based adventure game about a gang of kids investigating supernatural occurrences in their small town.
Pretty
No, I
sure
can't
that's.
remember.
I'm almost certain that's like a re-release from. I think it's a port.
Okay.
I feel like it's
Cool.
already come out for. PC.
Exomecha.
That
Can't
was
remember.
just a flashy trailer. It didn't really tell me much.
Free-to-play online competitive first-person shooter.
Yep.
No.
No way.
Hello Neighbor 2.
Whoa.
No.
I could barely get through the beginning of the first one.
We are ending on a low note, aren't we, guys?
Yeah.
Watch Dogs Legion.
That
yeah.
looks interesting.
It
Look,
looks
I like it.
okay.
I've heard really good things about it.
I mean, I like Watch Dogs. I'll probably play it.
I mean, they've had extra time to polish it too, so
Ori and the Will of the Wisps optimized for Xbox Series X.
It's playable. All right.
120 frames in 4K HDR.
That is impressive.
is this Moon Studios? Yeah, are they working on anything else?
I don't think
Not. They haven't.
No.
If they are, they haven't
Not
announced
nothing announced.
Ori free.
it. No, I get the
Calling
feeling.
it
I
now.
get the feeling they'll do something else. To be
Yeah.
fair.
They don't want to pigeonhole themselves.
I think that there was some other stuff re-mentioned, but
Yeah.
like Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think.
Yeah.
The Ascent, Second Extinction, Scarlet Nexus, Scorn, Chorus, Call of the Sea, Bright Memory Infinite. Cool. We've covered everything.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So now that we've wasted all our time with that, what did we think overall of the showcase?
It was okay. I don't think it was anything massively special, but yeah, it was alright.
Strong 7 out of 8. 7 or 8 out of 10.
I'd say more of a 6, maybe
5 out of
6.5.
7 with rice.
I still am of the opinion that if they put all of their monthly shows together, we would have an acceptable show.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's just dragged out.
Because
Like, I see what they're trying to do, but I don't think it's working.
no,
like,
I would 100%
It,
agree.
we-
it's like they took that E3 show where they showed off 700 games and just broke it up.
Yeah.
So we haven't...
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to show a ton of games over all these shows and talk about everything they need to talk about. But because they're sort of more focused, we look at them and go, wow, you really aren't showing much, are you? As opposed to at E3, they show 100. You're like, oh my god, there's too many games for me to concentrate on the fact that they didn't actually show anything.
Yeah.
Kirby
Kind of
can't
thing.
write the titles for a TA quick enough.
Yeah.
Do we think that next showcase they're going to do something similar? Then, like, I would not be surprised if they end with a similar kind of reveal trailer for Perfect Dark.
No, if they were going to do that, they would have done it now.
You really think?
Yeah, definitely. Because
what do we think that what's the initiative are working on then?
Well, because the initiative is the new. That's the Santa Monica one that they started, right?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, if they were working on a new Perfect Dark, there's no way that it would be ready in time for launch.
But not saying launch though, saying that having another type of Fable-esque trailer.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to do anything for them right now, because the thing is, like, they have so many games that aren't coming out this year, in the same way that PlayStation did, and I can't think of anything else that they would put around that they could add.
And also, Perfect Dark is awful.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying that we've heard the same amount of rumors around it that we did around Playground.
Oh no, that was way.
I don't think we have though. I don't think we're anywhere near basic confirmation. We just need them to tell us.
Like fire in my head.
Playground Games, basically, the announcement for Playground Games was, hey, we're making a second team to work, which is working on an RPG.
Yeah.
Oh, no, so working on a fantasy RPG, and everyone was like, it's Fable. And they're like, what are you talking about?
No, guys,
No.
it's not Fable. Stop calling it Fable. It's Ebalf.
Yeah, it's a totally unrelated.
What about that leaked image from them too? That looked like more like a gun kind of play.
I don't know.
Open worlds. Do you think they just threw that out there just to be like, definitely not Fable?
I mean, it might. We don't know what time period it's going to be set in anyway. So, but yeah,
I still look like the standard
New World
medieval
Fable-ish
sort of thing
with gun
ish. I don't like. Yeah, I don't think like what do they have left to show? Like they need obviously reveal the price and the release date, and then potentially the other console that they might be doing.
Yeah.
I am honestly not going to be surprised if August's showcase is another like bigger title announcement.
What's bigger than Halo?
That's again like.
But Halo was announced years ago though.
Like outside of like a new Gears, like I don't know what they could announce that would actually be people be interested in. Because I think that like the August showcase has got to be
Banjo.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, look, it's a Rare Replay 2. I don't know, like. Actually, to be fair, like, it's just Kinect games. Yeah, like
that brings up a whole different debate. Do we actually think that Rare's doing any better than not doing Kinect games anymore?
Oh, I mean, look, Sea of Thieves is better than the Kinect games we've been playing.
I know, but like, for us.
Oh no, I mean, not for us at all.
Yeah,
some new Banjo.
But yeah, I'm just saying that I would not be surprised next showcase if there's some sort of like Fable-esque kind of reveal where it's just the title card
for one game.
It's set for one game.
There's no way.
And then everything else is hardware.
No, there's no way, because what they would have to do is, if they're going to be focusing on hardware for the next showcase, you do the hardware, you do the price, you do the release date, and you show a game running on that super good hardware, something that is coming out in the launch window or relatively soon that you could show off, because doing a cinematic is not going to cut it when you're trying to show off the power of your new Xbox.
They really a month to show you proper in-engine gameplay at like top settings.
Yeah, so it needs to be like a Halo trailer, but like to the max.
Is a month?
What do we think they're going to show you?
Is a month enough time, presuming they hadn't worked on it yet, for them to do that Halo trailer on a Series X build?
No.
Well, I mean, it comes out in like a few months, so they want to have something.
Yeah, but they say holiday, like that could be like they said. Well, the talk
holiday
is that it'll be a launch title.
We assume it's a launch title. I doubt it, unless the launch is
December
20. Unless the launch of the console is December 31st.
I mean, well, the launch is probably going to be end of November, right? Or November 10th, I think it was. So,
is it enough time for a team to do? Because
no, I don't think so.
That'd be the biggest double fake ever. Like, oh, right, that was the Xbox One build. Sorry, guys. Here's the Series X trailer.
I mean,
boom,
look,
mic drop.
I don't think that was their plan.
Started off the show like this, and we've already left.
Yeah, like I don't think.
What if it's not that though?
But like
what if it's not campaign? What if?
Actually, it's true. They do need to show multiplayer, so they haven't done that yet.
Do they though?
It could be a completely different build though, like not different,
but multiplayer is not where you show off how pretty it is.
Yeah,
Multiplayer is
probably
not where you
Depends-
show off your
depends who
set
you're catering
pieces
to.
and your cinematics and your pre-rendered cutscenes.
Depends who you're catering
It
to,
seems
in my
backwards to
opinion.
do the multiplayer on the better build.
Yeah, no, you're right. I see what you're saying. Well, I mean, if it runs at 60, and I don't know, you could probably get away with it. But I think that you need to show the hardware, and I don't think that, like, the other problem is that if 343 is spending time building a new Halo build, that's time they're not spending on the game itself. So I highly doubt.
You think there's not enough 343 people to do that though?
Well, I think after the reception to this, I think they're going to have all hands on deck working overtime to get this stuff up to par because people were not impressed. And this was supposed to be their showstopper, so there's no way they're wasting any time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's wrap this up because we've been
Talking.
Yeah. Let's move on to what we've been playing after that really, really quick discussion about the showcase.
Perfect. Brad, you go first.
What have I been playing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Not a lot.
Good to hear, buddy. Okay, Cameron, you're up.
Hey! I haven't been playing a lot. I played a bit of Sekiro.
How is that?
Good. Tough, but it's good.
Terrible. No, it's great, but it's too hard for me.
It's a very tough game. You have to be really, really good at getting those deflections spot on.
Yes, I'm screwed. Okay, that's good.
I started playing the Crash trilogy and Shovel Knight as well, just because I was bored and I didn't really feel like playing anything I'd already started.
And you're a masochist.
Shovel Knight, yep. Crash, why? Just why?
Crash Bandicoot's great.
I love Crash.
Yeah, Crash is great.
No,
Well,
I'm not a fan.
3 against 1, you're obviously wrong.
I'm sorry, then I'm wrong.
You heard
Don't
it
let
here.
the
audience
audience be
decide.
wrong.
Well, there's my clip of the
and
week.
Yeah.
Then the other main one is Remnant, which I've been running with either Cameron, just with Cameron, or with Cameron and Matt. We got to.
No. Just
No, shut up.
Just tell him the double fake.
We got all the way up to I think 8 bosses
Nine.
last night,
Oh
and
boy.
then we ran into the bridge bosses.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah. So,
Oh
and of
god.
course, a minute into the fight, Cameron lets himself get knocked off of the bridge.
Yeah, was
so-
they rolled off the bridge? Yeah, of
Yeah.
course he did.
I didn't roll. I got pushed. That's exactly how it happened.
Sounds
we
like
were
you
so
rolled.
set up.
Oh.
But yeah,
We-
I
we-
think if we didn't,
we joked
if we
about
didn't
it.
run into them, I think we would have gotten the 10.
We joked about it so much. We were so set up.
I didn't even realize.
I actually
the bridge
realized
boss was
there's
even in there.
consumables at
Yeah.
work.
It seems like only optional stuff isn't.
Man, that game.
So no,
Yeah.
no, no Queen, no Taken King, no. What was the human? The bandits on Earth.
No, okay.
Yeah.
No final boss, I assume.
That I've seen anyway. But I was.
But
I just
we
died
actually
a little
we
inside.
got the tree that splits into two, like as the first boss, and we actually
Oh.
managed to win. So that was good.
Yeah,
That's impressive.
So Brad the entire time is just like, oh no, it's definitely him, not doing it. No,
I said,
no.
let's just start over now and save ourselves the trouble. Like he wanted
And I'm
to do
like,
it, and,
that's quitter talk.
and of course I
and we-
ended up carrying him through it. So
Of course, yeah.
Chicago typewriter is OP.
I definitely
I carried you.
also, sorry, you went down and I had to pick you up after it was dead.
I don't. Okay, maybe.
All right,
I do
children,
recall.
calm down.
And yeah, well, that's other than that, that's it. I haven't really played much
Well-
else.
What was your game score for the week?
Oh god, I wouldn't know, man. I don't pay attention to that stuff anymore.
All right, so this is Brad's last appearance.
I'm trying to.
One gamer score for the week. Good job, buddy.
Yep, I'll go with that.
It's the big numbers that count. Yeah.
I'm just trying to enjoy myself these days.
I always
Sekiro
enjoy
and
myself
Crash.
every day.
That's a damn lie.
Well, Kirby, what have you been playing?
Lots of stuff actually. So I did the what?
Sorry. Yeah, just go on.
No, what?
No, just go on.
All right. I played many titles, starting with Bard's Tale. So the Bard's Tale ARPG, remastered and resnarkled.
Yeah, that one
Definitely
took you
not
like 20 hours, right? Like it's actually quite
20,
a hard
25 hours on a Thursday night.
one. Yeah, so
from,
it's
like,
quite a difficult game that everyone should like start and give a go at, but like definitely don't look at any of the forums or anything and
No.
just drive that ratio up.
It is great to go back to an old game like that and play it brand new with fresh eyes that I've never played it before, so it's pretty good. Are the other Bard's Tale games like this in terms of the gameplay?
No, not the gameplay. No,
What are they? They're like point and clicks, kind of. Yeah. Or...
no. They're like tactical RPG-esque. Sort of stuff.
Ew, gross.
So, are you
Gross.
talking about them becoming point and clicks after you add the mods in?
No.
Use
I don't
gun
have-
on man.
I did not add any mods or install any mods for the game
commands.
at all.
Yeah.
Shush, shut your mouth.
Yeah. So this Bard's Tale was an ARPG, so it's similar to
And mostly top down, little bit at an angle.
It basically runs on the Baldur's Gate Dark Legacy engine that was run. It was a PS2 game originally, so there used to be a thing called Dark Legacy, Dark Alliance. So it was the Alliance trilogy. So like Marvel Ultimate Alliance ran on the same engine, like it was called the Alliance things, and so there were different types of ARPGs all running on the same engine.
Yeah.
So this used the same one, but it's a side story to the Bard's Tale, but the normal Bard's Tale is more of a tactical RPG in the same vein of something like the original Baldur's Gate, for example.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Like a more traditional CRPG.
Yep. Okay. Chinese RPG, love it.
That's it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's console commands. You can skip a lot of the game. It's like a 3-hour game.
Yeah, it's
After
very funny.
that, it's pretty good. It's funny because I have no idea what these places are, but I am there and I got the achievement. And I got chapter 11, then chapter 3, then chapter 5, and
Yeah, it was a mess.
Just like, let me tell you a story of
Yep.
where I've been.
It was like a drunk person trying to tell a story.
yeah. Oh, but
Cody's
before
got no experience of that. whatsoever.
before that, I was here and there were Vikings, and I shot them with my times 100 damage bow. Stuff like that. No, it's good. Did Far Cry 5 with Aftos. I did it with... yes, I did it with Aftos.
What's the numbers after his name?
84.
Right, good.
I'll remember forever now. No, but we did the multiplayer 10 featured map, kills, wins, whatever. As it turns out, searching for the name, despite having the featured, setting... Yeah, don't search for the name. Just set it to featured, top rated. It's in the second row. Just do it that way.
Yeah, if you search for it, it
Same
doesn't
thing with
count.
me and Valak.
Yeah, same thing with me and my double box.
Yeah. So I got that done. So that was the base game done. I just have 2 DLC achievements: the Vietnam, the easy version, and the hard version.
Yeah.
So I tried the hard version a couple times, and I'd make one mistake and be like, okay, well, I'll just go back. It's been 5 minutes. I'll just restart. But I kept making a mistake, so it was 50 minutes of making the same mistake in the first 5 minutes. So yeah. I played and beat the newest Ratalaika, Nicole. It is $18.99 US, coming out this week, I think. Oh my!
I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
That's ridiculously expensive. It's also it's a dating sim visual novel. Essentially, all of the achievements are tied to endings, so you have to finish the game. There are for each playthrough, except for the bad ending, there are 3 things you are doing. You're essentially building the relationship with the person that you want the ending for to 100. You are getting the stat that they like to 999. And you're getting clues, which is a separate stat to 999.
Disgusting.
Okay.
It's just you're building 2 stats to 999 and getting their relationship level to 100, and then sleeping.
It's a progress bar filler.
Yeah. So, and the bad ending is you just get your clues to 999 and just go to the end. So, I followed a written walkthrough for it and chose specific stats for specific people. I think Sangria's is putting out an updated guide we worked on together a little bit, because essentially what you can do is, because there are conversation choices throughout the game where you will increase your dialogue with characters. Increase your relationship with characters. Essentially what you do is just spend your first however long it takes you, because there's a little bit of RNG with how many stat points you get, just building to 999 clues. So you just, every single day that you aren't talking or whatever, you're just doing the activities that search for clues. Again, look at Sangrius' guide to build that to 999, make your save. And then from there, you can do the stat for each specific person and their relationship and all that. And you'll cut down a lot of playthroughs. I didn't do that, so I did four and a half full playthroughs because I had a save where I had a bunch of clues and got the bad ending. And then I was like, oh, if they all need 999, why didn't I just... okay. Alright. So it probably turns it into like a 90-minute game. After that, maybe 2 hours. As opposed to the three and a half that I played it for. It's not a bad game once, and if you were playing legitimately. Playing it how we do is bad. It's terrible. But it also put me at number 1 on the Ratalaika leaderboard. I'm not currently number 1, but that's because someone finished a game and the TA recalced on that game for me, but not for them yet. But I was fourth to finish Nicole, and this person was not above me. So I will be, once the site recalculates it correctly for everyone, I'll be top of the scoreboard, at least for this week, until the next one comes out next week, and we'll see from there.
Dr. Baby Game.
Yeah, someone has to be the king of the baby games. May as well be me.
It's good to be the king.
Yeah. I did Minecraft. I finished off Xbox One, iOS, basically started and finished the Switch version, and got most of the way through the Kindle version. I think I have like 30 achievements left on the Kindle version, most of them in the newer DLC. The only one that I think I will be annoyed by is the taming 20 cats, because it's just sometimes it's a little bit laggy on the emulator.
Right. And
yeah, it's just not the greatest time chasing around these stupid cats trying to feed them a fish. But yeah.
Just gotta wait till they come to you, honestly. It takes forever, but...
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna run and chase. And spam the feed them button.
Spam the fish button.
Yep. Speaking of fish, I also played Maneater. I essentially hit max level, hit the biggest fish I could be. I was playing with my girlfriend in the room, and she was annoyed that I was like, oh, my shark lung capacity went up. She's like, sharks don't have lungs. I'm like, yes, but I have a lung capacity. This bar
capacity
represents how much air I can take when I leave the water in my lungs. She's like, sharks don't have lungs. That's not a thing. I'm like, yes, it is. The game said so. She's really annoyed at me. But I've fully explored and gotten all the collectibles in 5 out of 8 areas. And like, the story has progressed to area 6. So and now at the biggest I can be, so I can get all the collectibles in the area before I move on. So I probably have like 2 hours left of the game. Also, in the like 4 hours that I played it, I blew past my girlfriend who'd been playing for like 12 to 15 hours. That was a weird sneeze.
It was on tight.
The hell was that? I was like thinking it would be normal.
That looked so deliberate then.
I know. It was like a cough and a sneeze put together. That was weird. Oh. Anyway, the lock-on not being a thing, still terrible. The game is not... So you have to, essentially, to get your infamy level up, which is how you get some of the evolutions, is basically you kill people on... that you kill hunters on the boats, and the boats sink, or you can just sink the boats if you attack them enough. And you sink enough boats, and like the boss of that level comes out. That progress bar doesn't go down, so if you get it halfway and then die and like start doing it again, it'll start from halfway. So it's
a war
not
of attrition,
skill
basically.
based. Yeah. The biggest complaint is that to regain health, there's 2 ways you regain health. Using Shadow Teeth, which is an evolution that you get, where every bite gives you a bit of health, and then once you've killed the prey, or the thing, whatever, you will eat it, and eating it regains health. You are stuck in the eating... The animation's real short, it's a couple seconds, but you're stuck in that animation while you're doing it. You can't dodge, you can move, but the enemies have lock-on targeting and guns, so you eat and regain a bit of health and then instantly lose it because they've shot you again.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's where it's like 90% there, and I go, man, I wish I could dodge while I'm eating him so that I didn't just lose that health instantly. Like little things like that, where the game's just taken a misstep. But jumping out of the water, and also I get it, you're a shark, you can't really jump and change direction like a double jump, but whatever direction you go initially, any more lunges forward until you hit the ground and sort of look around are stuck in that velocity direction. So if you sort of jump up, like, because sometimes you jump up to try to get from one pond to another over land, but you launch a little bit too far up, you can't go more forward, you'll just keep going up.
Right, so your path is basically set the minute you jump out of the
Leave the water, yeah. Which, again, technically realistic, but
I mean, yeah, it's a game called Man-Eater, where you're a giant man-eating shark who kills things and knocks over boats. I mean, like, couple of quality of life improvements wouldn't hurt.
And can evolve to have, when you dodge or lunge, your body turns into shadow and disappears temporarily. Like,
right.
There are some quality of life game things where I'm like, okay, I wish you had that. It would have been a much more user-friendly game. Just, and they're not big things. Being able to lock on while you're moving in 3 dimensions, and so that you don't lose the thing you're looking at, especially in boss fights. The targeting also is not great. So, like, sometimes I'll jump out of the water to bite a guy on a boat, and it'll switch to a different guy right as I'm about to lunge. And so, like, the guy's at the front of the boat and I've jumped at the back. I'm trying to go through the boat to get to the guy at the front, so I just hit the boat and fall off into the water. Like, just really little things that would have made the game great. But yeah, I'll probably wrap that up sometime this week. Wrap up the Kindle Minecraft. I don't know what else I'll do. But I got 8,000 game score for the week. Mamorin, what did you do? Yeah, I don't care which one. That's why I said both.
Come on, Mamorin. Sneak up.
Mataron.
All right, I'll go next. So I've been playing a few things. I decided to fire up Refunked.
Great game.
Yeah,
sorry.
I enjoyed it, but I'm also really bad at it. Like, it took me a lot of runs to get it under 4 minutes. Like, it took an embarrassing amount of runs. Because I know that, like, a bunch of people are like, oh yeah, like, I got, like, it took, I think what Alex said, it took me like 3 tries to, 3 like serious tries. I was looking more like 20.
That's Alex.
I was more like 20 tries. Like, it was bad. I was usually off by like 20 seconds, and then the last one I did before I got it, I was off by 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So I was probably tilted, but I got it eventually once I got the route down. Really cool game though. Like, I like the little idea, and it was relatively low key, and I got it for cheap. It was like 90% off, months ago. I also played through Agony.
How was that?
It was exactly what it sounds like. It was a horrific experience, like walking through hell and broken nails and glass. That game is terrible. Like, with a capital T. Like, it's poorly optimized. It's way too dark. Everything, it's a massive collectathon stealth game. Like, I'm talking, like, over 200 collectibles.
See, I disagree, only because it does its name so well. It's putting you through agony. It's giving you hell.
It's... Yeah...
You got to think of this outside the box.
Yeah, it's an experience, not a game.
Sure.
Simulator.
Yeah, it's Yeah, there's a lot of messed up stuff in this game. Like, again, it's all shock value. I know that they patched it to make it playable.
Playable.
Yeah, because originally when it came out, it was just completely broken. Now it's only mostly broken. The game froze on me multiple times and just booted me back to the dashboard. Enemy AI is ridiculous. Direction for the game is bad. Collectibles are awful. Story is nonsensical. It doesn't look that great. It runs very poorly.
So you're saying I should gift it to Alex?
100%. Yeah, and you need to do like you need to do like 2. If you're following the guide, you can do it in 2 playthroughs. But it is, it's not even a short game either. Like it's 4 levels long, but those levels drag on for a long time, and there's a lot of missable stuff.
Like 2 Human, that had like 3 levels.
Yeah,
4
exactly.
levels now,
Yeah,
like
it's
2 hours long each.
Yeah, it's basically that level of like 2 to 3 hours per level. You need to do like the second run through as the succubus is a lot more fun because you can sprint past stuff and like kill enemies in like 2 seconds. But if you're going for all the achievements, it's going to be a slog, and you'll need to have a guide open all the time, and you'll need to be looking for collectibles constantly, and it'll just be a really slow trudge through hell, basically. I know they've just released a sequel. I don't think it's on the Xbox yet, but it's on PC. I think it's just called like Succubus. It's just as messed up. Also, don't screenshot this game. You'll probably get banned on Xbox because there's a lot of nudity. It's terrible. But I finished it. Like I played it start to finish, and it was a hell of a bad time. Staying on the spooky stealth stuff, I also started playing the Amnesia Collection. I decided
Give you $20 to complete that for me.
We'll see.
It's a screwed offer.
So I went through and did Machine for Pigs first, so I decided to go backwards and then did the Justine DLC, and now I'm doing Dark Descent. I did my first playthrough, got all the collectibles, of which there are, another 200 or so, which is a bit ridiculous because you have to collect every single tinderbox in the game, along with all the notes. So it's massively missable. Playing through normally it's not too bad. I really don't like the sanity mechanic in that game. I know it was their big thing where it was like, stay in the light to keep your sanity, but it means the monsters might see you. So if you need to hide, you need to hide in the dark, but in the dark you take damage to your sanity. And the only way to recover it is to either stand in the light for a little bit to get some of it back, or to make progress in the game, or complete puzzles. So you could quite easily get into a spot where it's like, well, I'm lost. I've taken a bunch of damage to my sanity. I can stand in the light for a bit to get some of it back, but basically I'm just moving from light source to light source, hoping an enemy doesn't see me. And I've also run out of all the resources I need to heal myself physically, or my lamp oil, so I can actually see what's going on. The game is also very, very dark, as you would expect. The story is interesting. It's, again, very sort of Cthulhu, Dark Horrors-esque sort of thing. So I've done it. I'm just doing my hard mode playthrough. So hard mode basically ramps up the difficulty in terms of you take a lot more damage. Your sanity. If you lose all of your sanity, instead of just falling over and being disabled for a while, you die, straight up die. So it's really, really unforgiving. They've reduced all the resources, and you can only make manual saves when you have 4 tinderboxes. And if you don't make a manual save and you die, you go back to the very beginning of the game. Which I was following the walkthrough and I died right before the first suggested save point, so I was very unhappy about that. I like the idea about the game, but I actually enjoyed Machine for Pigs more, and I enjoyed the Justine DLC more because it was a sort of shorter, more condensed experience that's more focused.
Just having not played it, but I've watched all 3 from someone that I've watched to play scary games. Justine is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a really sort of there aren't it's there's 3-4 areas. They each have their own sort of puzzle mechanics. You could do them the easy way and get the bad ending, or try and figure out the clever way of doing them and get the good ending.
There's a player mod.
Yeah,
initially, yeah,
it was originally
fantastic.
So they just rolled it into the main experience. Really cool game. So I'll probably go back and try and finish that second playthrough of the hard mode and actually try and at least get to the first save point. Because I died in the bit where it suddenly flashes and there's water and there's the invisible enemy going through the water, and if you're not on the boxes, it just eats you like a piranha. And so I jumped on the boxes and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm safe. And then I jumped in the water and it killed me instantly. So yeah, I was pretty upset about that. I finished up Agent A. Decided that it's been sitting on my tag for too long. Needed to do that speed run. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to sit there and do it. Watched a video. The guide on TA has a video that's really, really good. The guy makes a huge amounts of mistakes in a couple of it, but he does admit to them immediately and give you the point where it's like, hey, so I messed around with this for 5 minutes because I messed up my notes. So here's the time skip and the solution. Rather than some people who are just like, I'll just leave it in and not edit it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I managed to get the achievement pretty easily. And it wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be. I also played a bit of Terminator Resistance. Yeah, like it's a pretty good first-person...
It's all right.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. Like it's a pretty good first-person shooter.
Good as
Semi-open world.
as the 360 one?
No.
That's
This
Salvation.
That's Salvation.
Yeah,
and
so
it's-
Resistance is the latest one. Yeah, Salvation.
No, but I'm saying, is it as good as the 360?
It's actually better, I would say.
Better,
It's
yeah.
I think it's based on. It looks like it's based on.
the new movie.
Yeah, it's like a side sort of story to the new movie, which was bad.
Side gig.
And the engine looks like it's a mix between Far Cry and Homefront 2. So yeah, like it's not amazing, but but I think that like it's actually less janky than Homefront. Like it's actually better made, but it has has a leveling up mechanic. It has inventory stuff. There's like some stealth stuff. There's actually like conversation trees and like relationship stuff. Like it's like for a movie licensed game, it's like it's actually got some production value to it. Like, and I'm having a good time with it. And you can play it on easy. So like
the original,
Casual.
like Salvation.
yeah,
sorry.
it's just like something. Yeah, like I would I would recommend it. I mean, like it's got like a 1.2 ratio for an 8-hour game, which is unsurprising. But I'm having a good time. About halfway through it so far. I've just had my sort of first encounter where I finally get a weapon that can kill T-800s, and so now the game's really starting. And I'll probably try and finish that up this week if I have time. But yeah, it's really, really good. And then just to wrap things up, I played Oh Sir, the Insult Simulator. It is one of the worst games that I played in a long time. And I played Agony this week. So
it's awful.
it's all RNG. I finished it, got all the phrases. The one that was really getting me was the your wife was interested in photography. That was a really hard one. And like even the last achievement for playing 100 matches, the last achievement is it gets old after an hour. And I challenged them. That game gets old after about half an hour, which is about the time it takes to do one playthrough of 5 matches. And you're like, oh, this game is just the same thing over and over again, and it's terrible. Like, it's just awful. Like, I can't believe that this was, like, I think it was a Game Jam game or something, but, like...
And got a sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't understand. It's just, like, there's nothing to it. It's such a non-game.
The insult is that we got the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the ongoing...
And the sequel is multiplayer.
Oh, God.
Do you have it?
No, I did not buy it.
Damn it.
No.
Someone has it. I mean, other than my game
I
share
think
partner.
I might.
I know my game share partner has it, but I don't know that they've played it. But
But yeah, so again, not a lot of great games this week. Amnesia's looking like Terminator and Amnesia were the best ones, which is a weird statement. But yeah, so I ended up with 5,590 this week.
Nice.
All right, Cameron.
I guess that leaves me.
I mean, we can
Played a-
skip you if you want.
Yeah.
Like I would not have a problem with that.
Tell me, what was the Radalaka before Nicole last week? How do I pronounce it? Jisei?
Jizzy.
Man,
Jizzy?
it's all you, buddy. You go for it.
Jizzy?
You screw up that name.
Good old Jizzy, you know?
Yeah. Jisei.
Visual novel.
Yep, Jisei.
What you say?
Oh, that's your...
No, okay, no, don't continue it. No, I've done the joke. It's fine. Move on.
That wasn't an invitation.
Hell it was. Yeah, quickly finished that one off. Did some minor stuff in the Escapist 2 after me and Shattered Sly. I mean, he carried me through most of the base completion last week. It's just all the grindy stuff now. Started playing Bioshock Remastered,
Oh, yep.
which I've never played Bioshock before.
What?
I've never, yeah, like I've said, I've never,
Cameron doesn't
like,
play good
I might have,
games.
I mean, I know that, but like,
I've never played Bioshock before, so I sat down and started playing it, and I'll be honest, it's a 6, a 5, a 6.
oh
to me.
boy, oh boy.
But I don't know if it's just because I'm following
Well,
the guy
guys,
so
this is
much.
the last week you're going to see Cameron on the...
yeah, it's gonna be the
Like,
yep.
it's look, it's good, but the guide is obviously taking away from that, and I just want to do one playthrough.
Yeah, okay. Look, I mean, and you have to also remember that game came out in 2007. The
Yeah.
game's have come a
Like,
long way since then.
Look, I've seen the title screen. I can understand that it came out in 2007. But, I mean, yeah, I'm going to look forward to the story. I know it has a good story, so...
Yeah, and I would advise playing the sequel basically straight afterwards as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to work my way through them, and then if I got time, I'll go back to the 360 stuff. But it'll be interesting. Did a bit of Minecraft Switch, stealing Kirby's World. Just joining whenever I felt like it.
Yeah, do you want me? I forgot to leave that up on Tuesday. My
Yeah,
bad.
I was like, look, had a day off yesterday, which I told Kirby, like, just leave it up for me. I'll just do it then. Log on yesterday. Kirby's World's not there. I'm like, alright. Go do Remnant. It's fine.
The funny thing was, I brought it up so I could do the Xbox One and iOS versions yesterday morning, and then I turned it off. Like I shut it down.
You're like, ha 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 ha.
And Adrian usually has this up, and I usually steal that one, but yeah. So I did that. I did a little bit of Island Saver, which I was actually having...
Weird game.
It's a weird game. Like, is this game only made to teach you about the environment and banking?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. Is that why it's free? Is this like a positive message, not a one leaves kind of message?
Yeah, it definitely makes me want to save, not makes me want to start smoking.
Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was quite enjoying it. Very cute, cartoony. I mean, if my daughter was a little bit older, I'd probably just put her in front of this for a little bit. Like I said, did the Switch stuff. Played a little bit of Carrion My Wayward Son. There'll be peace when I am done.
No, I saw that joke. I chose to ignore it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'd
cool.
rather the Parkway Drive song.
I'm just going to go in and delete that from the notes there. That's fine. There we go.
Damn it. I think I got like 4 levels into this, but then as soon as you get to that point, everything starts to get a lot more puzzly, and a lot less. I can just go in and murder every living single thing.
Right.
Cameron doesn't like to have to think.
No.
Yeah, no. I mean, like you're some kind of like alien monster, or whatever. All I want to do is kill, destroy everything in my sights. Saying that, I think it's meant to be a 3 to 4 hour completion.
No.
No?
It's like 8 to 10 probably.
8 to 10? Okay.
But people have finished
For
it.
achievements at
It's
least.
not too difficult.
Yeah. I mean, like, the zero G achievements are weird to me because they were added after, I believe.
0 Gamerscore, not 0 G
Sorry.
as in space. Got it.
Yeah. 0 Gamerscore.
And
Were
they're all
they added
story-based.
as title update or
Yeah, title update. And they're all...
Huh.
Or
all story based?
Interesting. Okay.
All tied to the backstory per se. But I don't know, like it's a really good game, but I just hit a roadblock and I just haven't gone back to it yet. Moving on from that, my biggest accomplishment was probably going back through with good old Rocky and doing Halo 3 Legendary. Had a lot of fun with it. Also playing as a team rather than playing solo. I did... It's not Floodgate, but it's the level before solo. I spent 2 hours on it, got to the very end, and realised I was not going to get past it.
Oh,
So I just went, nah, wipe, I'm just going to wait.
yeah. I mean, it's not even...
It's so satisfying, though, seeing 4 achievements pop up for 415G.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with that, and now I've just got to do the multiplayer stuff and go and get a few of the skulls, and I'll be done. So will Alex. And the last thing that I've been playing, which I've probably played the most this week, is Remnant. I did my 10 boss wave on the weekend with Ascot at Anubis and Beanies at Satan, or for Satan, I forget which one. we just got very lucky early on. Got Courses, which is the best. It's the DLC world, but it is the best for getting scrap. If you get a lot of scrap earlier on, you can build yourself up really well for the run. We got to wave 11 before... I think it was wave 11 and it was 5:25, so I had to have a video call with my daughter. So I have no doubt that we could have kept going past that. It was just... Yeah. The only achievement I have left in the game is for 40 fashion items. I am currently at 60%. But like these two, like Brad and Matt know, it is an absolute grind.
Which is a real shame because the actual base game is not super grindy. I mean, there is a little bit of that, but I feel like the survival mode really took the worst part of the game.
I've never seen Matt this angry.
I'm really not having
pretty well.
I'm really not having a good time with it. Like I mean, like again, I've been a little short tempered recently, but this is like, it's just nothing annoys me more. And this is why I don't like roguelikes a lot of the time, is that nothing annoys me more about putting hours into something, dying and losing all the progress you just did, and basically go back to square one.
Yep.
I mean, the first couple of times were really annoying because we didn't get very far. But now that we're starting to get the rhythm of it and we're getting better at it, I think it's alright.
Yeah. I think... I'm not sure if Matt's at the stage yet, but Brad's definitely reached the stage of you're getting past the first boss a lot more.
Yeah.
And the first boss is particularly the hardest because you're just you're on this exact same stats.
For sure.
And if you get a bad roll, if you get like Rip Hide, which is the splitting tree, or if you get... what's another great one?
The Ant is not that great either. It's
The Ant. Stormcallers ruined you a few times. But I mean, if you can get a few Courses maps starting off, like, you're set. For the most part, just don't roll off the bridge.
Yeah, and like I have been having fun with it when we play together because like it's good fun to do, and like it's interesting to get the items and to like the randomness. There is some interesting stuff to that, but I would much rather just be like the achievements be, hey, just play through this a few times to get the fragments. Having to do 10 of them in a row is really the problem.
Yeah, it's tough.
Once you get the 10 boss waves,
then
there is the alternative method on TA where you can. Do the quest, get the rusted amulet, turn it into a corroded rusted key by getting yourself corroded, then using that to open a specific door to get 25 glowing frags. But it is a case of reroll, because you need to get fetid pulls, and it's just 1 in 5 chance. If you get down pat, probably take you... I mean, if us three were searching individually to try and get that roll and just joined up after, probably get it down to 20 minutes, I think.
Pretty good.
But saying that, I'm having, depending on the run, I'm having a lot of fun just going back through doing solo survival and just smashing through it. I've had quite a few stages where I've got to boss 8, 9 and then just made a stupid mistake like rolling into a hole or glitching through the world, stuff like that. I did discover one interesting glitch though yesterday. If you're running on ROM, if you're running in ROM with somebody else and they fall in the hole and you get I'm trying to think what his name is, but the Hive boss, and you die on that, then the player that fell in the hole will retain all their items.
Huh. Okay.
So, yeah, me and this chick were running it yesterday, and she told me all of that. I'm like, I've never seen it before, but I mean, I don't plan on rolling in many holes.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Then she got that, and then proceeded to die on the next wave at the first boss. And whilst here I am, like being very low leveled with just a repeater pistol, and I'm not going to carry, but no, I'm enjoying Remnant. It's one of those games it's scratching that destiny itch for me, that I'm just throwing myself against the wall until I get it done. But when I get it done, I know I'm going to be happy.
Right in time for the new DLC.
Yep, and then I'll be finished, and then you two will have to catch up before it leaves Game Pass. You'll have to do it at some point, Matt.
It's true. It is true.
Yeah. So I finished up the week with 3,567 Gamerscore.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. Well,
Hey, good size.
we'll just fly through the games with gold and the sales stuff because we've been running a bit long. So games with gold, they've just announced today. Portal Night is going to be the new one for the Xbox One for August 1 to 31st, and Override Mech City Brawl from August 16th to September 15th.
That's had 2 free play weekends, I think.
Yes, and I took advantage of none of them, but apparently, it's got quite a high ratio already, but it is not a terribly hard game, right? It's just kind of a bit.
No, it just you need another person just because some of the achievements are hard to set up with bots.
Right.
But you can if you were lucky, you could probably get them all with bots.
No,
and it's also a grind because you have to beat the campaign with every character or something like that.
Okay. And then instead of 360 games, they've given us 2 original Xbox games. So we have MX Unleashed from August 1st to August 15th, and Red Faction 2 from the 16th to the 31st.
Yeah.
No one's going to play those because they have no achievements.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, Psychonauts 1 is also free for original Xbox.
Yeah.
No, it isn't anymore?
Nope.
It was.
No?
It was.
Yeah, it was. Certainly was. Now it's
So
prompting
that
me
was a
to
mistake.
spend $15.
All right.
Oh, interesting.
Games.
Never mind.
So we have a few games leaving Game Pass. We've got F1 2018, Ashes Cricket, Rhyme and Banner Saga 3, which I think we talked about last week.
Yep.
And then Gamerscore games. We've got the Journey Down trilogy, 50% off for $19.99. Still a little bit expensive, but it doesn't seem to get any cheaper than 50% most of the time.
Yeah.
I've just played through it recently. It's not too bad. It's a point-and-click adventure game. It's got an interesting sense of humor and kind of a cool aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Adam's Venture Origins, 90% off, $1.49. It's an action-adventure game where you solve puzzles really easy, and for that price, it's a steal. Agatha Knife, 50% off, $5.99. Another point-and-click, but it's one of the funniest, most messed up ones that I've ever played, about starting a cult to try and convince farm animals that they should ritually commit suicide so you can turn them into sausages. And I'm not even exaggerating, and that's only one of the weird messed up things in the game. Demetrios, the Big Cynical Adventure, 85% off, $1.49. Another point and click. Again, it has a sense of humor. I don't know if it's a good one. That's a Digerati game. It's okay. Relatively simple. Just follow the guide. And then just get really annoyed at the mini games you have to play. Gorogoa, 50%.
Yep, sure.
50% off at $7.49. It is a
puzzle game.
Single screen. Essentially, you have 4 panels, and you need to move the panels around to try and figure out how they interact with each other. So, for example, one of them has the sun in the background, but if you move one that's a stone sculpture into that spot and then you move it back, it'll actually take the sun with it, and you can move that part to another part, and it'll interact. And so you can change the puzzle up by moving the panels around in interesting ways by connecting parts and that kind of stuff.
And then you just copy Macca's guide and you'll be done.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, it is really just follow the guide and you'll be fine.
I mean, if you really like puzzles, it's a great game, but it's a little bit does my head in.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's not super intuitive. You need to really work at it and kind of understand their logic. And then the Count Lucanor, 75% off, $3.74, is a top-down pixel art-esque stealth puzzle game. With some interesting sort of puzzle mechanics. I quite enjoyed the story. But the
story is really good.
Yeah,
as did I.
It's got a little bit of a sort of spooky, slight horror theme to it. So I definitely recommend that. And then in terms of recommendations, I'm going to recommend Rayman Legends, 75% off, $4.99, because I want people to suffer with me. Jokes aside, the game is fantastic. Like, it is one of the best side-scrolling platformers I've probably ever played in terms of like mechanics. How the levels are developed and like how responsive it is, but it is also a big grind because once you finish the game, and there are a lot of levels to the game because it has basically all of Origins in there as well. You need to basically do daily and weekly challenges to get up enough points to get the final achievement, and that will take you about 3 months. So it is a lot of work, unless you're really, really good and you can get diamond on each of them, but you're competing with everyone else who plays them.
And some of those people only play Rayman Legends.
Yeah, and it's very, very, very clear that that's all they play. But yeah, like I had a really good time with it. Like again, it overstayed its welcome, but for $5, it's a great deal. Cameron, what about you?
I recommend City Skylines, 75% off of $13.11. Really scratches that SimCity urge that I used to have back when I think the original came out around 2000. Just a great game if you like that whole like building and maintaining and sorting out those small problems in day-to-day city planning.
Yep.
Kirby?
And I'm recommending State of Mind. It is 80% off, $7.99. I know nothing about it, but the developers fixed an unobtainable achievement, so we should support that.
And Kirby got it for free.
That doesn't matter. I was going to buy it anyway because it's an adventure game on TA. I don't know much more about that. Let me look at the price tab that has the blurb. Nope, way too much writing. Stuff it.
All right.
That's an Easter egg for all you listeners who literally won't get it.
Yeah, it's a very inside baseball thing there. Brad, what about you? Anything?
Nothing really that I recommend. I'm probably going to try to pick up a couple of things. Like, there's a couple of Metroidvania things on there that I was looking at, like Nightmare Boy, but there's nothing on there.
Oh.
Yeah, Nightmare Boy.
Avoid that?
No, you like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
We should avoid that.
There is an achievement. It's difficult. There's an achievement in there for not dying, basically, the whole game. So it's one
I'm
of
not that
those.
worried about that sort of stuff. Like, I'm not going back to Ori to do that. So.
Right. So, in that case, yeah. And let me know how you find it.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
All right. In terms of purchases, I'm obviously not buying anything, but I did see that Simulacra is 30% off for $8.39. That did catch my eye, and I am tempted because I do like that kind of weird visual novel stuff. It's an
and it's a Wales Interactive, isn't it?
Yep. So it's an FMV game where you're essentially trying to break into someone's phone. And so you have to kind of like go through and like message people and try and like message them correctly and try and get details like, oh hey, what's my birthday? But don't just say, hey, what's my birthday? And then also like go into their other apps to try and find information to unlock their other ones to figure out passwords and stuff.
When does I'm an Internet? Sorry, I was thinking, when does I'm an Internet mod in the 80s come out? Next month. 28th.
What's that called again?
Hypnospace Outlaw.
Hypnospace Outlaw, yeah. That looks really good.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, so obviously I won't be picking that up, but there was something that did catch my eye.
Yep. Cameron?
Pretty much just State of Mind.
Yeah, good stuff.
Which I've already done, so.
Yeah, twice.
Twice. That good a bargain.
I picked up Super Mash. I don't know what it is or anything about it, but again, it's described as like you put two game genres together to get a unique game every time you play.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really a really interesting idea, but has some obvious limitations in what they can actually do with games.
Yeah, because you obviously you can't get a fighting character in a first-person shooter because it just wouldn't work.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah, but we'll see. I'll see how it goes. I wonder how random it all is, or if like, oh, you rolled into the spaceship. Okay, now we'll cut down what actual other genres you can match up with, so that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, we won't see anytime soon because God knows I don't play those games early. But by episode 150, we'll have seen. All right. That's nothing. I don't think I saw. I've just closed it now. I don't think there was anything crazy coming out this week. Might have been one title now that I'm. Yakuza Kiwami 2 comes out tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than that, nothing super duper amazing. New Artifacts Monday on Friday. Family Mysteries: Poisonous Promises.
Always have the best titles.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Kirby, you want to go through the milestones?
Certainly will. Okay, for Achievements 1, DB99 has reached 4,000. Calevra has reached 7,000. J Black has hit 13,000. And Prue has hit 26,000. In Gamerscore, Crunchflake has reached 200,000. The Natolinator has reached 200,000. McLovin Legend 1 has reached 650,000. And Wakapale has hit 750,000. For TA score, we have 2 people hitting 800,000, Ahazo and Kush Moose. For games played, also 2 people hitting the same milestone of 750 games played, Kingsman 2625 and Lord Chabello 13. Yeah. Valaxy has reached 400 completed games. D-Judd is currently on a 250-day achievement win streak, and Planting 42 is on a 7-year achievement win streak, which is nonsense. And even though I was like looking at it and going, no, it had a red line, so I put this in there. Reset 42 is now the number 1 in the New Zealand Games Played leaderboard for Xbox 360 Dungeon Crawler and Action RPG.
Okay, so I need to obviously change that. There needs to be some. I need to start some 360 games
that are specifically Dungeon Crawler and Action RPG.
Yeah.
So,
jeez.
I mean, look, you're number 1 in something, but come on, buddy, come on now. Let's
It must have been that copy of Deadly Premonition that I sent him that pushed him over the edge for that.
Actually, is that
no? It is 100% not
that.
that.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Hey, really Deadly Premonition is all things.
It's
that's a survival game. All right, I think that pretty much wraps up the show. We've been going on for a while, but I think it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you disagree, you can email us on hello@realgamerscore.com or send all of your complaints to Twitter at realgamerscore. Cameron will be more than happy to put up with all of your berating and trolling. As we've said before, discord.io/realgamerscore if you want to have a chat with us and talk to us and our friends. And then patreon.com/realgamerscore if you want to give us some cash so we can keep living the high life and playing. Now with these Ratalaika games going up in price, we need all the money we can get. Also, if you want to write in questions to the show, we do love having listener questions. We're hoping to do more of them in the future. So if you send them in to one of those to either on the Real Gamerscore email or on Twitter, or ask them on Discord, we'll get them in there somehow. We'll try and answer them on the next episode. And if you want to be on the show, play Bioshock. Is probably a good idea, and say that it's good. And make sure you like achievements, because that's why this is Brad and Cameron's last episode.
Yeah.
But otherwise, contact Professor Pluto on TA or Discord. Send a sample of your audio so that you can get an idea of how you sound. Make sure you don't have too much echo, and just let us know what your equipment is.
Echo.
I can't wait for it to be my problem this week. I get the feeling I've got echo.
You do.
I don't feel anyone.
I think
got
it'll be
any
fine.
echo. I can't hear anything.
I reckon I will.
You say that, and then he checks my recording like 5 minutes after the show, and I get berated.
I can literally listen to Cameron's audio alone and hear the entire podcast.
So that's a Patreon only feature. It's just
which
the Cameron
hopefully
only
should be fixed over the coming
Fingers
weeks.
crossed.
Better than having appliances going off in the background.
That's true. There hasn't been any beeping. I put the
Turned
I
off.
put the kibosh on that every time it comes up. If you want to help out the podcast, subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to us. Leave a review. Tell your friends. As always, word of mouth is the biggest way for us to get out there. If you're in a session, as I always say, make it make the song of the week the entry for your application. So if they don't know it, then they don't get to join. So basically, just force it down their throat as possible. Bring it up in conversations with your family, with your loved ones, with your pets. Whatever you want to do, all right? Retweet our twits. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us some money on Patreon. You know the deal by now. Like, comment, and subscribe. All right. And if you want to get in contact with us, Brad, where can we find you?
Just on Twitter or True Achievements or anything at OldMateClown.
Go. Cameron.
I'm going to do a mat this week. You can contact me digitally, but I physically do not want to be anywhere near you. I'm going to be wearing gloves, a mask, eyewear, maybe even a hazmat suit at this point.
I mean, it's really
Just
lucky
stay
that
the
you can
hell-
just basically reach into a box where you work and just put all that stuff on, right?
Mate. Like, 3M has me supplied, you know?
Okay, so this, now I'm starting to see where, right.
Yep.
Really should get the money before we do the sponsorship.
Yeah. Just free advertising, no
Yeah.
worries.
Don't worry, there'll be an ad for 3M at the start of the podcast. You'll have all heard it by now.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you listen to the ad for
Afterwards.
3M at the end of the podcast too. You can find me on trueachievements.com, Twitter, Xbox Live, Discord, or on Twitch, all under the handle ChinDocta. That's ChinDocta. You don't want to be near me physically. I'd handle COVID all day. I mean, most of them are probably negative, but you don't want to be near me. To be moving into the lab a lot more next week and be doing a lot more actual stuff with it. So, yeah.
He'll be responsible for your test
Now that I've
results.
automated my
Let's
the show.
Let's not maybe have that on record. All right, and you can find me on Neomaster on everything, but if you do, I will probably cut you. I mean,
Physically, mentally, emotionally,
all kinds of ways. Like,
psychologically.
I've been playing Agony and I've been playing Amnesia. I know how to mess with someone's sanity and just completely ruin them from the inside. And I'm going to leave that state.
I love you too much.
hot.
Yeah, thank you. We're done. I'm out.
I think he was hitting on you.
Cool. All right. See ya.
See you later.
Yep.
Catches.